Welcome back to the It's Hard to Explain podcast. How's it going, boys?
I'm ripping whole ass right now, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
It's pretty good. I had me a nice date night with my lady last night, and things been going okay. Still waiting on my fucking tax returns, but what can I do? The government's gonna take its time.
I cried myself to sleep last night.
Poggers.
Is it because of
Not really.
Is it because of that fantastic game that came out called Helldivers 2?
Yeah.
That
PTSD
game.
simulator.
I cried myself to sleep like 5 days ago.
Tell us about that, Adam. What happened?
Yeah.
What
Let's
happened?
dive into that.
You already know what happened, but I'm still gonna tell the viewers.
I don't know what happened, Adam. Tell me.
Oh,
Regale
boy.
me.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna believe this.
I probably won't.
So
Shut up.
You actually, you learned about it after the fact.
I did.
I was playing Helldivers 2 with Kagan and Ethan, and we were all in a Discord call, and Ethan went to go do something, and Jake wasn't in yet. He was like, I think
was
you had work.
working,
Yeah,
yeah.
he had work, so we were just we were playing, and he was going to turn up later and join us. And so me and Kagan were just sitting in the ship, kind of chit-chatting while Ethan was off taking care of something. And I was just talking to Kagan, and I had a cup of tea on my desk right
That's
next
your
to me.
First fatal mistake.
And I reached over
Tea.
to grab it, to drink it. And I just hit the cup, and it tipped over, and the entire glass of tea poured directly into the top of my PC. And covered everything.
And you just got that bitch working, too.
Yeah, I just got it working after like a month and a half of it not working.
Damn.
But yeah, it just poured directly in, and my screen immediately went black. But the computer was still on. Was the thing. All the lights and everything were still going. Like the RGB on the RAM was still lit up, even though they just got drenched in tea.
Yeah. That's a good sign, I guess.
Yeah, and like we've been cleaning it over the past few days, and we haven't seen any sign of burn marks, shorts,
That's
anything
good.
like that.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
it's a good chance that it should still work once everything hooks back up.
It
Nice.
lives.
But
I hope it
yeah,
does.
Kagan said that he just Kagan told me that he just heard ah!
And then it cut out, and I was like, Adam?
And then he heard the
Yeah, and I was,
I
like, Adam?
actually joined the Discord chat like minutes
yeah.
after.
He told me.
I was like, Kagan, Ethan, where's Adam? And Kagan was like, I think it cut out. I don't know.
And then you texted and said, I fucked
And
up.
you said I fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Helldivers 2, this game is fucking fantastic. Babe, new hyperfixation just dropped, as Ethan put it.
Autistic hyperfixation.
New autistic hyperfixation just dropped about managed democracy and killing robots and bugs.
This game is great.
Democracy.
Essentially, it's an extraction shooter. You could call it an extraction shooter, wouldn't you? Because I mean, that's
Yeah,
like
you extract every
PV,
time.
PVE extraction.
yeah, PVE extraction shooter. So,
Horde-based extraction.
so
Yeah.
if you don't have
Yeah.
the internet, Helldivers 2 is essentially Earth comes together and says, "Hey, let's put aside these petty squabbles and become super Earth," where they become like super united, and they become under one thing called managed democracy, where it's democracy, but you fill out like a test, I think, to see what falls into what, like election wise. You fill out a piece of paper that determines the results of the election. So it's basically just a rigged election. So nothing's changed from real life,
it's
but
basically just America.
Yeah, I don't think
America,
Earth put
but
aside its
super.
differences and came together. I think America just took over.
Yeah.
that wouldn't surprise me either. I mean, either way, we still are one now. We're unified.
It's a federation.
Okay, so it's a newer game, but it's basically the movie Starship Troopers
As
the
the game.
game.
Dude,
Yeah.
every mission, every time I play that game, it feels like a movie.
It's
It's
Have you ever
cinematic
seen-
as fuck.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Starship Troopers?
I have not.
I
no.
have.
But I know what you're talking
Starship
about.
Troopers
I know
kicks
what you're
ass.
talking
It's
about.
literally Helldivers is heavily based
Yeah.
on Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Because it's just a super patriotic propaganda, united one world government fighting a planet of bugs.
Yeah,
And
if
robots.
Veterans took over the world.
I don't think
Yeah.
there are robots in Starship Troopers either.
No.
No, in Helldivers it
Yeah,
is. And
it-
they're the fucking worst. But
As I say, unless it is in one of the sequels. I've only seen the first Starship Troopers.
I have not seen any of them. I know what it's about, but I
I've
haven't
only seen the one
it.
with the bugs.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen. I know there was like 2 or 3 sequels.
But the game is great. It's fucking
does. It-
when you're the last man standing and there's hordes upon hordes coming after you, and you're just like, oh fuck it, Weeball, and
How
you
about
call it an orbital
Yeah.
strike.
How about it when your boy keeps calling in eagle strafing runs to finish his fucking orders and he takes you out like 4 times and then steals your samples?
Or placing a minefield.
Hey, well, get out of my way. How about
and-
that?
Or placing a minefield and not making your teammates aware of it, and they just keep stepping on them.
Well, it's common sense to just look out for explosives.
I
on
know,
the ground.
Kagan, right?
Yeah, you're the one
isn't
that
it?
places the minefield, fucker.
And you're the one that doesn't look. Come on,
When
brother.
I'm getting chased by bugs or robots, the last thing I'm looking at is the fucking ground. I'm looking at the giant
What are you
fucking.
walking on?
I don't know. I'm always off fighting and shooting bugs, and I'm just kind of in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And Kagan's just like, "Oh yeah, I have orders for eagle strafing runs," and he just keeps throwing. He just keeps throwing them into hordes of bugs that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's like I mean,
Doesn't say a word until I'm just getting a rain of bullets.
Hey,
just get wiped out.
Hey, Adam throws it.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's for the greater good of democracy, right? Like
I
it's
can
a
accept that.
sacrifice I'm willing to make. Some of you may die. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. All right.
This game.
We were
is
calling in a resupply, and I said, "Come on, boys, I need more freedom pills."
more freedom pills. Are you talking about the stems?
I was talking about bullets.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
I got to dispense freedom, peacefully across worlds.
I love using my machine gun to dispense democracy and freedom at 900 rounds per minute.
so I think in the lore of it, it's funny is we're actually the ones invading their planets,
Oh, for sure.
and just we're taking their shit for our own.
I've always wondered how the fuck did
What you say
Why?
sounds like treason to me.
It's not true.
I even remember whenever I walked past that dead charger and I was like, "Oh, you poor fuck," and you're like, "Bug sympathizer."
Sounds treasonous.
Yeah, I was like, "Wait,
What
fuck
are you, a
them
bug
bugs.
sympathizer?
Fuck them bugs."
I gotta say,
Watch your tongue, or I'll have you brought
thing
up
I
on
don't get-
charges.
No.
one thing I don't get is how the fuck are the Terminids able to jump from planet to planet?
That's what
It's
I'm wondering.
Spores.
Spores?
They travel in spores. They release
jump.
So
spores.
like the precursors.
They
Do you
jump
know
real
the
hard.
like kind of like the mushroom
Some of them
tower
jump
things
super
that kind
fucking
of
far.
Yeah.
fog? Those are spores. That's how they travel.
so they can just the spores can get off planet and go to a different planet.
They turn into space gas.
Strange.
But how do they not burn up in the atmosphere?
Space
Is my
dust.
They're
question.
just built different.
Space bug.
Space dust.
Yeah,
all I gotta
space
say.
dust.
You don't
Even
need a reason to
crazier space
destroy the
dust.
enemies of democracy.
Yeah, and the robots are fucking just communists, essentially.
Dude,
The worst.
Literal space Vietnam. I've been too
Yeah.
afraid to enter the jungles with the automatons.
Dude, me and Jake, so they had an order came out for a planet called Tien Quan.
Yeah.
And basically they announced they're adding like exosuits and like mechs. And the DM, Great Daddy Joel, who's the guy that adds reinforcements on the enemy team
Fuck
whenever he
Joel.
feels like it. Fuck Joel. All my homies hate Joel.
But not seriously. We love.
But he made us fight on Tien Quan to earn these exosuits. He basically said, if you want these exosuits, you got to earn
Fight
them. We were
for 'em.
just going to
Fight
Fight
for
for
'em,
them.
bitch.
He's like, I'll fight you
Yeah.
for it. And me and Jake did it on challenging, which I guess is like the normal difficulty, like
Yeah,
the pretty
that's-
standard.
That's the.
It's
fourth
considered
one, yeah.
normal, yeah.
Yeah.
How many difficulties are there?
I think there's like 9.
There's 9.
Isn't the last one Hell Dive or
Yeah,
is it
yes.
Suicide Mission?
Hell dive.
9 is fucking hard.
Hell dive. yeah.
Bugs have their own damn stratagems, fucking calling an acid rain or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love that fucking.
me and Jake were playing, and we landed on the robot planet, and we had to kill 350 of these fuckers. But dude, they would spawn in intervals of like 350 at a time. So
Yes.
it's like,
Oh my god.
as soon as we spawned, we would just get annihilated. And me and Jake were like, "This is a lost cause, man. We're
Yeah.
dipping out of this shit.
It's done.
It's done. It's done. It's Sojo over.
It's
It's
hunters,
over for you.
chargers, and bile titans.
I didn't know Bile Titans could just spawn when you're not on a Bile Titan mission.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whenever I saw one,
and
I
they
was like,
spawn
what the fuck,
in
dude?
mass.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
There's a lot-
I think I was playing with you one time and I landed on one's ass and killed it.
Yeah.
I was
took its
watching
ass off.
in the Act Man's review. They always, they're all epic gamers, so they play on super high difficulties. And there was one clip that he showed of him like running up on a cliff and looking at it. There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them because there's just 3 Bile Titans just kind of marching towards them.
Joel sent like 15 chargers on a duo once. I saw a video of that.
I
What
did
if he
too.
does it in live
The
time?
dude like
He's
looking out and he's
"Okay,
like,
try
bro,
this on
there's
for
like
size,
10 of
big
them,
boy."
and they're just
Yeah,
all
they're-
marching
Yeah, I
in a line.
saw that.
Yeah, they're just all there. 10 of them. They're like phasing into each other, just all
Yeah.
marching in a line.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
fucked,
it'd
though.
be funny if he was like a live feed of him watching every player, and like Syndrome from The Incredibles, he goes, "Try this on for size, big boy," and he just clicks
You
that.
gotta admit, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then he spawns in Bio Titans, and he's like, "You gotta admit, this is cool."
Yeah.
Let's say they said the fuck.
Huh?
I forgot what I was gonna. Oh, I remember.
Oh, okay. I thought you misspoke or something.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh.
There was a similar point brought up, like whenever you're sitting on the carrier and you're in that little front area and you're looking out the window and you can see all the other ships and you can see them
Yeah.
bombarding the planet and Helldivers dropping. And if you look down, you can actually see beacons from stratagems getting called in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's really cool.
There's like you sit there and I don't think it actually is, but it's like nice to imagine that that's all your other players also working with you. And every
Yeah.
time you see a Helldiver drop, it's somebody getting reinforced. Every time you see a bomb, it's somebody calling that in.
Yeah.
I love how this one game has pretty much ended the fucking console war.
Dude,
I
that's another
agree.
thing. I like this game a lot for many reasons.
There's a good
but
sense of community.
one of the main reasons is it's not a PvP because people sweat on games like
Yeah.
Overwatch, Call of Duty, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and
I-
they've said that they love their community so much that they refuse to add PvP,
Yeah.
which I can respect.
I respect that.
I imagine I could think about how they do it though. So if you play as like bugs or whatever, they'd have their own stratagems, but they'd be very limited because the bugs can only do so much. So like for example, if you play as like a Bile Titan, you can do like the acid spit.
I
or
wasn't
whatever.
even thinking of it like that. I was thinking like Helldiver versus Helldiver,
Yeah.
like a
I was
was
thinking
thinking
like a training,
Insurgents or
like
something.
kind of like
Dance.
it's a training simulation where they fight each other. Is what my
I feel like that
Yeah.
would fucking suck. But if it,
It
was
would,
like
yeah.
it was like you play as the bugs or like the Terminids,
like how Left 4 Dead did.
or the term
In Left 4 Dead's versus one team was the survivors and one team was the special infected.
yeah. So it'd be like
Isn't there a
Some-
mode like that in Doom? Where
Yes.
you can play as
Yeah.
like the
It's
Revenants and
it's
the,
battle mode
Yeah.
in Doom Eternal.
yeah, where like it would pretty much play the same
Battle
as
mode was
a
weird,
normal
though.
a normal game, except the special ones would be players.
Yeah.
is how I imagine it would go.
But man, those players could fuck you. Like if they got the right combo, they could just absolutely just ruin you.
What's the
Yeah.
bug meta?
What's the bug man? Oh, so that's one reason they nerfed the stuff. It was because basically they stated that.
Everybody was using railguns.
Well, they were using it because
Shield
it was the
packs.
meta, and they stated we want people to use the gun because they like them, not because it's some broken meta. And it's like, well, yeah, I don't play with metas. I play with what I like to use.
I
Yeah.
liked to use the breaker shotgun.
I do
They kind
too.
of nerfed it, but it's not.
It's
too
still
bad.
it's still good. They just nerfed the ammo capacity and the damage a little bit, but it fires so fucking fast that it doesn't matter.
I didn't
Yeah.
really.
It used to do 440 damage, but they nerfed it to 330.
I haven't gotten the chance to level up enough to really play around in the sandbox too much.
I feel
Yeah.
bad playing without you.
I played for like 2 days and then my computer got. You know what pisses me off the most? My computer drank the last cup of tea.
God damn it!
It said dibs.
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 I'm
Give me-
thirsty. Helldivers is a good looking game. I need a drink.
Man, all this playing's got me parched. And it was just it took over your body for a brief second with electromagnetic currents and said, "Give me."
I do love. See,
The drink.
it's such a trend for like in game creation these days, especially for AAA developers like EA or Activision or shit like that, to just absolutely just monetize the fuck out of the
Yeah.
game and make it a super unfair, like shit ass fucking fucked monetization system.
Yeah.
Where it's like it forces you to pay for shit, and Helldivers isn't like that.
I mean, they
No,
have
it
the
is not.
option to buy credits.
Yeah,
but
you
they don't
obviously have the
force it in your
option.
face to where
So,
the content isn't locked
I
behind.
will. Well, I will say that's kind of a lie because if you want to use certain guns, you have to buy them in
No,
the pass.
No, you can earn the credits in game.
You can.
No, I'm talking about for the like the premium pass.
Yeah, you can earn the credits to buy the pass, and then you can buy the stuff in the pass.
Yep.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Because
They didn't lock
the
anything
s-
behind a
in the
paywall.
standard pass that everyone has for free, I think on every page you can get at least 50 credits.
I think it's 100.
It's the
Oh, it's 50.
It's the steeled veterans that's 100.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
so
that's
if
right.
you do pay $10, which is fine, you can
That's
save
pretty
up.
standard
you can,
for a
yeah,
battle
you can
pass.
save up your credits from both passes and then buy the next one for free.
Yeah,
With the credits you have.
I'm probably gonna do that when the new pass drops because the new pass is coming out Thursday.
Yeah.
next
I just went
soon.
ahead and bought the pass because I enjoy the game and I want them to, benefit
Yeah.
from it.
Also, they're doing the same thing with there's a fuck. What's the other game? There's one other game that has like multiple different passes, but the thing is, they never like expire. And
Halo Infinite?
disappear. I think.
Halo
that's
Infinite did
Halo
that.
Infinite.
Yeah, you can just keep getting stuff from all of the passes. Like they won't. You'll never just miss out. You don't have to worry about FOMO.
But a
Yeah.
lot of the time, the
And you can,
content
like-
within the pass is subpar. It's
You can like
okay.
cycle
Yeah.
through them.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about like FOMO or anything like that.
Oh, so one thing I saw a post on, I don't know how true it was, but I think it's the lead game director said the only reason they'd ever add big like purchases is to fuel his his Warhammer 40K addiction. So that's the only reason they'd have big in-game purchases, to fuel my Warhammer addiction. It's like, okay, that's valid.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's pretty funny.
Oh God.
All right.
But yeah, Helldivers 2, kick ass.
Hell
Fucking
yeah.
play it. It's awesome.
Also, this weekend or last weekend was it? We had
Last weekend we went
had,
to
like,
a Viking festival.
a big Viking festival that was really fun. And I think it was some people's first Viking festival, and I made all these cloaks for my boys because I love them.
Yeah, dude. I don't dress up for anything, like not Halloween or like I don't dress up as characters or anything. You know, I like to dress nice, sure, but I don't dress as
Oh, so I see you hate fun.
characters. Well, I did, you see, but then you opened my eyes, Kagan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is the first time I've dressed up for something like this, and I liked it a lot.
yeah. You were
I-
big pimping in your
I
phone.
Yeah,
felt
you
like I
were.
was pimping.
You were.
You were big pimping in your face.
Yeah.
What you looking at, Adam?
I gotta say, I
Oh,
purchased
God.
some cloth for a cloak.
Oh no! And Kagan never finished it.
I remember that.
Wow.
Never
I
received
He
used,
it.
never finished his
I do
clothes?
see some cloth over there on the table.
so let me.
I don't know
let
if
me,
that's mine or
Let me.
if
Let me.
it got
ex-
used for something else.
Let me. Let
I
me.
think it's right there.
Let me explain what happened. Right. Okay. So
Okay.
What had happened?
the cloth you used.
Let's hear these
I-
excuses.
it is an excuse, probably not a very good one. But the cloth I used that you bought, I used for Austin's cloak
Oh my
because
God.
Austin grabbed one that has a tarp attached to it. He didn't pay attention to the back of it, and it has a tarp attached to it. What?
So Richards was all.
I already said his name.
So God damn it. Okay. So this okay.
Alston, our friend Alston.
our friend Alston. He has Adam's cloak,
Yes,
right?
but it's pink.
But it's pink. And
Adam,
that over there on the table is the one Alston bought that has the tarp attached to it. So
Yes.
Adam never got his cloak.
No, and I can still make
Oh my
Adam
God.
one.
It's
Dude,
maybe
there's
for the next one.
there's another one, and I will make you one for that one. I swear to you. And
Also, the cloaks were Adam. They were dope.
Yeah, they were.
you missed out. You missed out.
You should have bought one.
See, I noticed and I didn't say anything. I was just like, well,
Fuck me.
it wasn't expensive cloth or anything.
It was $9, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like you were missing out on much. I mean, they were cool to wear. I made Ethan a poncho. I made me and Jake and Austin Rowana cloaks, and mine went hard with my fit, dude. My fit was
Yeah.
dripping.
So I guess we can like say what we went as. I guess
Yes.
I went as a bard. It was a Viking fest, I know, but
but
like
we kind of went D&D themed
Yeah,
with it.
we went
'cause
as a
why?
D&D
Because
party.
why the fuck not?
I
fuck
was
you, I
a
dressed-
wizard.
Fuck you, I dress how I want. Adam was our charming rogue,
Indeed, I was. I was a
and,
rogue.
and I was our fucking noble paladin with my dripping armor fit, bro.
yeah, all of us had like cloth on, and Kagan was decked out in armor,
Yeah.
And we had three-
ironclad.
fucking helmet too.
Yeah.
We also had 3 more in our party. Our buddy Alston was a druid, nice
Yeah.
handsome druid,
And
He
And
had
they
a
had
our-
wonderful
graceful.
flower
then we had our
crown.
2
Yeah.
fair maidens,
Who are
Yeah.
who's Kagan's girlfriend and my fiance.
Yeah, and they were all right, I guess. But, nothing compared to us donned in our donned armed gear.
I was told I have a I was told I have a porn face.
Really?
At the Viking fest. I don't know if
Just
I
by
told
some
Who
random
told you
person.
that?
Yeah, I was talking to a guy and he was like, "You look familiar."
Oh, I
And
was there for that. I
was
remember
like,
that.
I can't say the same about
Yeah,
you.
he said he's like, I think I seen you in a porno.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I was like top or bottom in the video he watched. I wasn't in one, but I was like, haha, I was like, that's funny.
That's what I'd say.
you should have asked, was I top or bottom? Like,
I was
is
like,
this
that's
gay
no,
or straight?
I just went with it and I said the dumbest thing possible. I was like, yeah, that's probably where then.
Well, so no,
yeah.
if you would have asked that, then he would have said gay. Then he'd probably have to, answer some questions his wife had about why he's watching gay porn.
Yeah, I have no idea, but that was a very strange conversation. And it was probably the weirdest one that I had that day.
I think that lady that gave me the little mushroom thing, he was trying to hit on me, but if so, she wasn't doing a very good job.
Oh yeah, the one that gave you a mushroom. She gave us a side quest. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't want
Yeah.
to do it though because it was pretty much just embarrass myself in public.
But
What
like,
was it?
She wanted me to go to that stand that had the stick horses and ride one around, and I said no, I'm not. She's like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
and then she tracked me down and gave me your reward and said, "Don't give it to him until he does the side quest." And I was like, "Kagan, here you go."
You should have looked at her dead in the face and gave it to me. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
And there was since it was a Viking festival and we were dressed more like in D&D kind of fit, there was this one, I only remember this one guy just kind of like heckling Kagan about it.
Oh, yeah.
Just being like, That's not very Viking. It's kind of
Wrong era, but
we just kind of ignored him. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, shut up. We're here to
It's
have
like,
fun.
okay, and
Exactly. It felt nice.
it's like knights existed
felt
when
nice.
Vikings existed. Fuck
it's just
you,
a
I do what I
different
want.
culture. So
yeah, like with it helped that everybody in our group was also dressed up. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I like the birds of prey too. They were nice.
Dude, those things, they kicked ass.
They had a tiny owl. I don't
The
know what
little-
kind of owl it is, but it was dope.
It was a
It was
screech
a
owl.
bitty
Screech
owl
owl.
was adorable.
Tiny.
Yeah, her name was Godzilla too. I thought that was great.
They also had a live concert.
Yeah, it was like some Viking concert or
It
whatever.
was okay.
I
they
didn't
had-
listen to it.
I-
I was
I-
I was too busy trying to steal things, but you know,
Again.
I was not. But I
That's
was
my job.
I was
Kagan.
thinking
Yeah,
about
he's
how
the
easy
rogue.
it could have been because there's so many people there and everything's just kind of on display.
It's not
If
like
the-
there's cameras or
If
anything.
yeah, and if the
Also-
person like I'm not condoning stealing by or theft or any means. I'm just
I
saying.
am.
I'm just saying
No!
if no one
God.
was looking, dude, there was a leather bracer I put on the day after I wasn't dressed up, where I could have just walked off with it because they didn't see me put it on, and I could have just put on both and walked off, and they never probably would have like
Hey,
guessed.
Kagan, it's all laid out in front of you. All right. You go there the first day, all decked out in armor. Everybody notices you. Second day, you go there dressed as a normal person. There's sand everywhere, dirt. Just pick it up, pocket sand.
Yeah, exactly.
take away whatever.
Yeah, dude, it's like I don't want to steal this, but it's like I could if I had the option.
Yeah.
The experience was cool, but for me, it was just kind of like a Comic-Con. You go around, you see everything within 30 minutes or less, and then you're like, okay, I think I've seen everything.
I like the vibe of Ren fairs more than Comic
The
Con.
Ren Fair
Yeah.
was more fun for me
Yeah.
than the Viking
Oh,
Festival.
I have not been to a Ren Fair.
The Ren
so-
Fair was more extensive. There was more stuff.
Yeah,
and
it was-
spanned a greater area.
It was much bigger. They had night fights, and I guess it was because it was a Viking festival, so it wasn't gonna be as big. But the
Yeah.
Ren fairs are much bigger, and I feel like if we go all dressed up in that one, which Adam, I think you need to upgrade your fit some more, like add a little more to it.
I'll probably upgrade mine.
See, it goes harder with the shawl, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to wear it.
I'll this year for that one I will make you an actual cloak. But the question is, what do you want it like? Do you want like a poncho? Do you want like what I had? Do you want like a cape?
I feel like.
And what color do you want? All black?
Have you guys ever seen
I want it.
Puss in Boots
Yes.
in The Last Wish?
Of course.
You know,
yes.
Death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like Adam would go hard in a
That
Death
He
would
had
be
a
sick.
he had a fucking poncho
a
with a
Death
hood.
fit. Yeah.
I wanted to kind of
The
know
sickles.
kind of like the poncho type deal around the shoulders, but I want it to have like a hood that I can pull up over my face.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make a hood though. That's something I'd have to figure out how to do. I don't know. My grandma's a seamstress. I'm sure she could fucking figure it out if I told her to. She does whatever I want.
Woman,
I'm just kidding.
figure this out.
I thought she said she was fucking tired.
Because
of
I am
stitching shit for you.
incapable.
She probably was because I had her stitch 4 or 5 cloaks in the span of like one day. So yeah, she's
She's
old.
awesome. Your mom, your mom kind of fucked mine up though. I went over to her house. I think we all did, and you did something with your armor, and I had her stitch something for me on my cloak.
It
Yeah.
was at the,
And it fell apart before we even
clip-
It
left.
fell
toggle.
apart. Yeah, I appreciate it. Love your mom dearly. She's great. But the stitch that she made on my poncho, it came undone before we even got there.
Yeah,
It came
I remember
undone
you
before we
saying-
even left here.
Yeah, before we even left your house, it came undone. So,
Hey,
but
but-
it still looked great.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. I like the overall look of yours because I dyed his unevenly because I'm a fucking goober and I forgot to unfold it when I put it in
it
the
worked.
dyed water. So it gave it like
It's
this.
worn.
It's
it-
uneven.
yeah,
Tattered. Yeah, it's very uneven.
I did, whenever
notice.
whenever I put his in the thingy, I didn't unfold it. So the cloth and the dyed liquid didn't have time to spread properly. So it left like this uneven look, which I think fit. It was more
It
of a
did.
rustic look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was more of an uneven look, so it looked more like rudimentary.
Yep,
But I think it worked.
it did.
You guys want to move on to the main topic now?
Let's
Yes.
fucking do it.
Okay, so,
So-
today's who's going to talk? Someone who's going to speak.
I'll speak.
Okay,
I have the talking stick.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, so today we're talking about liminal spaces and childhood nostalgia.
Oh fuck yeah! Dude.
yeah.
So,
Everyone knows
It's
what
harder than
childhood
fentanyl.
nostalgia is. Nostalgia is a simple concept. Liminal spaces, though, they're a far more interesting
So
concept.
what are those, Jake? I think you have a little
so
thingy explaining.
yeah.
it.
So those
Can I guess?
no, you can't.
Dang.
Those of you that don't know what a liminal space is, think of it kind of as an in between. it's kind of like a buffer in between what is and isn't, a time in between.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a transitional and transformative space. And popular liminal spaces are empty indoor water slides or empty play places, a playground in the middle of like fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, I guarantee you,
When
most
it's
of everybody
dark and- when
has
it's dark and
seen
foggy.
at least one liminal space.
Like the back rooms is a great example
Yep.
of liminal spaces.
I've heard it explained, a lot of them, like pictures of liminal spaces, is it's like, it's an in-between, like you said, between kind of something you recognize as being nostalgic and not.
But
It's a place that you see and you don't recognize it at all. You've never been there, you've never seen it before, and somehow it still instills a sense of nostalgia and familiarity within you.
and
It's
yeah,
kind of scary, honestly.
yeah. So it's not, a liminal space isn't meant to be a scary place. You
It
know,
can
it
be,
has been
but-
turned into that with
Yeah.
the back rooms.
Yeah,
It's mainly like Adam said, like a place of nostalgia.
Yeah.
And
know,
familiarity, even
and
though
It's
you've
kind
never
of
seen
it's
it.
kind of like you guys know what anemoia is?
I have never heard of
It is the feeling of nostalgia for something you've never experienced.
Oh.
So
I get that all the time.
liminal space and anemoia go hand in hand, I think.
So there's the back rooms is I mean it's a horror thing, but it's an analog horror kind of thing where basically how to get there is you have to basically, like in video games, you no clip through reality. So you fall just right and you end up in the back rooms, and it's this never ending traversal hallway of yellow of like bright lights and yellow walls and floors.
So yeah, I think a lot of people have seen this one. It's like an empty office space
Yeah.
with yellow wallpaper and
Fluorescent
luminescent
lights.
fluorescent lights.
Just it kind of has an unsettling feeling to it,
Yeah.
but it's also like, damn, that seems really familiar.
And like I said, liminal spaces aren't usually depicted as a scary place. A lot of the times, like with my experience on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and everything, I see like a nostalgic song playing in the background and like these liminal spaces, and they're not scary to me. They just give me a feeling of anemoia.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of like unsettling. It's not
And it's
like,
different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm scared. It's just kind of like
It's kind of unsettling because the settings most of the time they're uncanny because like there's no doors, there's no
There's no doors and
like-
there's a source of light, but there's no light.
right.
It's like
right.
a sense of hollowness, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To me.
an
Yeah.
emptiness kind
Yeah.
of like there's nothing there, but you could tell it was once something, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't like that. Yuck.
So another thing that I was gonna ask you guys is what's a place that gives you the feeling of anemoia?
McDonald's playground.
McDonald's
Yes.
playground.
McDonald's
That's a
playground.
good
I
one.
stole that from Adam because he's the one that brought it up.
Oh, damn.
Honestly, any play place.
Any
Like,
play
like,
place.
So-
especially if it's empty. An
I-
empty play
Or a
place
Chuck E.
is like,
Cheese.
you swear you're standing in there and half the lights are off because the place is closed. Have you ever been inside a closed like fast food place?
I haven't.
No.
If you go into the room with the play place at night, whenever they're shutting down and half the lights are turned off and all that shit, and you're sitting there just looking around, listening, it's silent, and it's so unsettling. Like you swear you can hear kids screaming and laughing.
Like the silence is so
Yeah,
loud,
dude.
it's kind of concerning.
So really, it can cut both ways. It can be like a very unsettling place, or it can just be like a really calm place that you long for. or-
another place I think of is like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
I think of
Place.
Playtime Pizza.
So-
yeah,
yeah.
Playtime Pizza.
dude,
I've
are
never
they
been
still
to
open?
Playtime
No,
They
No.
shut down.
they got
I-
shut down for evading tax.
Damn,
Based.
I've only ever been there twice, but that's a very good example.
I've never been there.
I've never been.
I've
No.
been there twice.
My mom didn't like taking me to those places. So
Just an aside. I took a picture of the park in your neighborhood, and it looks like a liminal space. I took this at night.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that does.
liminal space right there.
Yeah.
That straight up feels like one. Just
Yeah, so this is just like imagine like a big plastic castle at a play place outside. It's just
and
a
it's
park
completely
At
dark.
at night, and it's yeah.
It's kind of eerie, but it's also like, ooh.
And I have a liminal space as my background too for my
Yeah.
phone. And it's the same park.
Yeah.
I guess
You really like that picture, don't you?
I really do. I actually grew up here.
Yeah.
So this place has I have a connection to this place.
Yeah.
So, and that park wasn't there whenever I was here. So it's kind of cool to go down there and see all the new shit.
Oh, you grew up here?
I did.
My dad lived here once upon a time. I spent a lot of time here as well whenever I was young.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, that's, dude, it's kind
odd.
of like small world.
So
Small
we're
world
talking
we
about play places, right? As a place that gives you the feeling of Anamoya.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it's like parks.
Parks,
Yeah.
just in general.
Just empty parks, especially when you go to a park at night, like we have. And
Yeah.
it gives me that feeling. It's like sitting on a swing when
Yeah.
nobody else is around.
No, I get that.
I tell
yeah.
you what, another great example, a school.
An empty
School.
school.
An empty
An
school.
empty school,
especially at night. But
been
it
to
could just
one
be
before.
after hours, like 5 o'clock. Everybody's gone home, just walking through the empty hallways at a
Yeah.
school.
So when we were still in school and I was younger, my great aunt used to be a teacher at our school, and my mom would make me go to her room so she'd take me home. And the school would be empty by then, so I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. Just walking through the empty halls where the rooms are dark and the hallways are kind of dark, but she'd still be in her room.
All you can hear is the squeaking of your shoes.
Yeah,
on the
I remember-
linoleum
and
floors.
the rustling of your backpack. and
Yeah.
whatever.
I remember at our school we had like an old gym and a new gym.
Yeah.
In the old gym, there was like classrooms way in the back. It was like separated from the basketball court. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every time I went back there, it felt
They had
like
to-
a liminal space.
They had detention there.
because it was so empty. I never saw anyone back there whenever I was in there.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that there were more rooms back there. And the bathrooms in that building are decrepit. The
Yeah.
lights are always dim. They're always like flickering. It
They
feels-
didn't either. They were
Also,
dim or they didn't work.
That old gym building, it also connected to the, if you remember, it used to be the art room and
Yes,
the GT
yes.
room. They'd connect through a back door to both of those rooms down at the end of the hallway.
I remember that.
That art room, though, and it turned into, I'm not going to say his name,
Yeah.
Coach M's physical science classroom
remember
in
that.
ninth grade.
I kicked a
remember.
kid out of a desk in that
He,
classroom.
he kicked a kid out of that
Were you
class
there
for
for
saying
that?
something funny.
No,
Yeah.
so he kept fucking smacking me on the leg, and I said, if you don't knock your shit off, I'm gonna kick you out that desk. And then
Oh,
a
I know.
couple minutes
I
go
know what
by,
you're
and he turns and smacks me. So I just put my hands on the back of the seat and the side of the desk, and I just turn and fucking kick him out the desk with both my feet. The teacher watched this happen, and he just looked at the kid and said, "Get back in your desk."
That
Because-
teacher's awesome.
Well, he was awesome, but he also heard me warn him like 4
Yeah.
times. So he was like,
It
I
was
mean,
so
you had it
fucking
coming.
funny.
Yeah.
And I want to do a side tangent with this teacher
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
well.
Go ahead.
I want to say I've told y'all this story. So whenever I was in his physical science class, I was in there with a kid named Billy.
Billy.
And there was another kid named Bill. And
Bilbert.
and Billy would always just kind of give Bill a hard time for basically no reason. He was kind of bullying him, honestly. But whenever we were kids, we're stupid kids, so it was entertaining.
He was like, haha, look at him and laugh.
But one time Bill came into the class and Billy looked at him and was like, "Hey, Bill, I want to eat your booty like groceries." and Coach M was just like, "Billy, get out." And he immediately, he kicked him out on the spot and transferred him to a different class period so that he wouldn't be messing
Wow.
with Bill anymore.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god.
How old were y'all?
That was ninth grade, so like 15.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we were in our delinquent hood rat era. So yeah.
Hood rat.
Yeah. I wanted to do hood rat shit with my friends.
But anyway, back to liminal spaces.
Yeah. So just I feel like playgrounds are the most common liminal spaces for just about anybody.
Yeah,
You know.
usually either that or like empty kind of industrial style buildings
So I guess
or
Adam,
office buildings.
yeah. I guess I'll start with you. How do liminal spaces make you feel? Kagan said unsettled.
I wouldn't say entirely like unsettled. It's like they give me, there's obviously that weird sense of familiarity and nostalgia, even though I've never seen it before. And that kind of irks me a little bit. But at the same time, they don't necessarily unsettle me. If anything, they kind of make me feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's like they comfort me and at the same time just kind of put me off a step.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like a weird looking dog.
Yeah.
Like a pug or something,
Yeah.
I will say, I kind of looked into some references, and ones that go hard for me are like it's like let's say you're out at night, kind of on the town, and it's those nights where it's like really foggy and like really misty.
Yes.
Pulling up to a gas station, one of those.
Silent Hill gas
I
station.
get, like here's an image.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Oh
You
yeah.
That-
look at
so-
me and tell me that's not unsettling.
I will say
Or
it
this.
depends on the liminal space. Those
Yeah.
kind of give me an icky vibe.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
me feel like I'm watching The
But
Mist.
but at the same time, I'm like, oh,
Or like-
I get that fuzzy feeling.
or
that
like
Adam's talking
a
about.
kid's doctor's office.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's one that gives me kind of a nostalgia.
Yeah, so what Adam has pulled up is just empty gas stations at night.
Yeah, basically. Usually
Yeah.
misty. This one's just like a snowy. What does it for me is the single set of tire tracks, but no cars around.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or the fact that there's no building, just the
That's
gas
what they did.
station
That's the
pumps.
main feeling I get from liminal spaces is a sense, usually some kind of sense of being alone, loneliness. It's like they instill a sense of strange loneliness, like I'm the only person on Earth while I'm there.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
It kind of feels like I've become detached from reality.
Yeah.
Or like one thing, I used to work in a craft store. I'm just gonna say the name of it because everyone knows this store, Hobby Lobby. I used to work at Hobby Lobby.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Hobby Lobby. I loved working there, but sometimes when we were closing, they would turn the lights off, like, but they'd leave the lights on up front. And if you looked at it at a certain angle, it would feel that same way of like, you know, a liminal space, and it kind of just made me feel unsettled because it's like,
Something's not right here.
yeah,
You just hear that sound from the darkness. That
I used to do
I'm
that
like, is
whenever
there a
I was a
homeless
kid,
man here?
dude. Like whenever I'd be like in the house or in a building at night and it went dark, I would always try to walk as fast as I could. Not quite run because if I felt like if I ran, it would give the thing behind me even more reason to chase me.
yeah.
So I was like, it was like in SpongeBob when Patrick goes, wee woo, wee woo.
Oh, another
Yeah.
good example is the fucking dog park at night because there's
That's
like
true.
there's like very few lights down there. There's like one light that shines, and
Cast
if
shadows upon everything.
yeah, and you're just like,
That's another
"Oh."
thing too with liminal spaces. It's like
The lighting
like-
is always piss poor.
like gas stations. It's like the gas station itself isn't a liminal space, but it has no one there. It's at night. There's not a car there. There's tracks, but no car.
Yeah.
Like
and
a
there's
dog
there's no
park.
building
And it's
either.
like those pictures at night. It's like the gas station lights are lighting up the gas station and the area around it, but beyond that, it's
There's
just
nothing.
void. It's
yes,
like a gas
void.
station in
Exactly.
space.
It's like the dog park without a dog. It's like
yeah,
at night. It's like what?
at night.
Yeah, at
A gas
night.
station in space would go hard as fuck.
It would.
A
though.
space station, if
There's
you will.
everything in space, Marty.
Now
Now get the fucking car.
Do we want to move on to the nostalgia of
We didn't-
2000?
Well, they kind of link together.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
kind of link together nice
I
and.
still want to know what Ethan and you think about liminal spaces more in depth.
I was just gonna say they make me feel fucking lonely.
Yeah,
Lonely.
that's the main
sense of
and
emptiness
most
and
interesting feeling I
hollowness.
get from liminal spaces. Just the immense sense of loneliness.
Yeah, the emptiness and hollowness of it kind of culminate into like this feeling of like it feels like it used to be lived in, but now it's since been like abandoned and
That's
empty.
what it makes me feel.
But like not like it happened over time. Like more just like something happened and people fled all at once. And it since then it's been
So when you think of a liminal space, that's you think something bad happened. Like where is everybody?
yeah. Like why is it
Yeah,
so
yeah. 'Cause
fucking empty?
Usually,
and lonely?
it's a place that's heavily frequented.
That used like like an empty mall.
Yeah.
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 Empty malls are a great example. At the empty mall,
Yeah.
the empty school, empty office building, empty playground. They're all empty gas station. They're all places that people are always at. Like
Yeah.
basically, they're
Like
always
malls-
just full
usually-
of people.
Malls
They're
usually
usually
carry
lively.
a couple
Yeah.
hundred people.
Yeah, they're
and
usually
when it's
lively.
empty, it's like this
Eerie.
used to be.
It's like
I feel like that's a big contributor to what a liminal space is.
it's just the feeling you get.
It's like it's a picture of a place where there's usually a lot of people and there's no one.
yeah.
I would love to backpack through the Chernobyl exclusion zone. I
would
love to
too.
go
I
through
would love
Pripyat.
nothing more.
I would love to take a Geiger counter and just avoid the radiation and go through Pripyat.
I would go in full hazmat,
that place
dude.
is just a whole city of liminal space.
Yeah.
I would take a whole hazmat. I ain't fucking with that
See,
shit.
that's
dude.
You don't need it.
That's another thing.
Except like you just got to avoid areas like the red forest.
Liminal
What's the red
spaces.
forest?
It's a forest that's so irradiated that all the trees and leaves have turned red.
Ooh,
I haven't heard of that
that
place.
sounds badass.
It's nearby to Chernobyl and Pripyat.
Field trip.
You can go like it's not very hard to get in there. People get in there all the time. And they're called stalkers, and that's what the game's based off of.
Oh,
But,
I do know about that game.
yeah.
Okay.
But let's not go there now because it's in the middle of a war.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
Yeah, let's let things die down a little bit.
For me with liminal spaces, every time I see one, I'm a very nostalgic person. So whenever I look at it, I always think of what has happened there, and like I get that feeling of anemoia where I feel like I've been there, but I haven't.
Yeah.
It's like, what did I do while I was there? You know, every time I look at one of these liminal spaces, I always want to explore it. I want to be there.
What did
I
I do?
threw up in the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. That's what I was doing there.
What did I do when I was there at this Exxon?
No.
I bought gas.
I bought gas and maybe a soda pop.
Then I walked away, but my feet were tires.
And I rolled away.
Waddle waddle till the very next day. Waddle,
But yeah,
waddle.
so the next portion of this episode is childhood nostalgia.
Which directly ties to this like liminal space idea.
Yeah.
Which nostalgia, it's a very basic premise, like something that makes us nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that we think about and it's just like, oh man, it's like a fucking slipstream straight back to when you were sitting on the floor in the living room eating off a fucking Zoopal plate.
Oh my god,
Something you missed.
Zoopal
Yeah.
plate.
My favorite was always the tiger. I always liked that one the best. That one I thought was like bad. I was like, yeah,
like-
the tiger, the alpha.
I like the koala.
That's wolves.
I always,
There's
I
an
always
alpha tiger.
wanted to
Tigers
eat
don't
my.
go in packs.
I always wanted to eat my food as fast as I could, so the animal would look at me because no one else would.
I'm so sorry, Jake. I'm sorry
Damn, that sucks.
piss
Anyway.
pork stews of carrots and celery is the only thing that
Quit trauma
provides you
dumping in
comfort.
Maine.
No, I never used them much. A couple times here and there, like at
Yeah.
daycare, but my parents never bought
I
them.
didn't use them much either.
what about
I like
Kid
the commercials.
Cuisine?
Kid
Dude,
cuisine.
I
I always
Kid
have those.
cuisine.
I
always
That
have
shit
sorry.
would destroy my stomach.
I like kid cuisine, but my bitch of a stepmom would always fucking make me eat my corn before I could have my brownie or
That corn
pudding.
is always like it tastes like water.
It does taste like water, and it's like the way that it's packaged and like microwaved. It's like you're chewing on little balls of rubber.
Yeah, I like the mac and cheese and everything else, but I don't like corn. So it was like the fact that my stepmom was like, you can't have your brownie or your pudding until you eat that. I was like, fuck you, I hate you. I just want the fucking treat.
I remember the line where I graduated from Kid Cuisine to Hungry Man. I have a Hungry Man in the freezer at home.
I never graduated.
Yeah, I have a Hungry Man in the freezer at home.
Dude, I think that would be a great episode idea for like a YouTube videos. We just rank all the kid cuisines.
Yeah.
Let's just start picking like the biggest like frozen meals and just go through all
What
of them.
about Lunchables? What was your favorite Lunchable?
Oh,
The turkey?
Lunchables. That's nostalgia right there.
I always got the turkey and the Reese's one.
I like the chicken nuggets where you'd put them in the bag with the powder.
I was
and
gonna
you'd
say
shake
the
it up.
same. I was always off put by the pizzas.
Yeah, I like
I
the
loved
pizzas,
the
but I
pizzas.
The
was,
cold pizzas.
I
never
loved
did
it.
like
I ate them cold and I
Gross.
loved it. I loved it.
I loved it.
it.
One time I remember I cooked it after I assembled it to see if that would make it better. Somehow it made it worse.
Yeah,
than
I always
cold.
fucked with the pepperoni pizza and the nachos.
The
I
nachos.
could-
Little
didn't
chips
like-
with the cheese dip and the salsa.
I didn't like cheese.
I did. I love processed cheese. I do. I could drink a whole fucking bottle of easy cheese.
Oh,
Ugh.
yummy.
Yummy.
Another thing that was really nostalgic for me as a kid was, we didn't have all the streaming services back then, and if you did, you were like,
Rich.
you were the cool kid, you know.
Yeah.
So if you had regular, cable, you would see.
Well, Netflix back then would mail you.
I was about to say, you
Yeah.
remember when
DVD.
Netflix was a fucking thing where you'd rent and order a fucking
wait for your
DVD
movie?
and
Yeah.
then mail it back?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's a piss poor excuse of a streaming service that can't put a good show on it to save its fucking life.
It's got a couple of good ones. But what I was gonna say is,
Don't
like,
defend it.
like,
Is that a sympathizer? Right
I'm a
here?
Hulu guy.
I'm a Netflix sympathizer.
I'm a
I am
Hulu
I am an
sympathizer.
HBO Max type of man.
Oh, you're an H-Maxer?
Yeah.
Some of the toy commercials.
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Dude, I always fucked with the Bionicle commercials growing up. The Bionicle
Yeah.
commercials went so fucking hard and they
fucked-
had no reason to go
I fucked
hard.
hard with the Hot Wheels commercials.
Oh yeah, those were great too.
What were you talking about the other day, Kagan? What is it called? It was the ball.
The Fushigi
the
ball.
Fushigi ball,
Yeah, that-
where it's like imagine
that.
you're getting mad dome from a chick and she whips out the skills she had from one of those where she just starts using your balls like a Fushigi ball. But that thing was a fucking scam, dude. My dad bought one for us,
Yeah.
just to appease us little shitheads.
I got one for Christmas
And-
one year, and It's just a heavy fucking ball.
It's just a heavy ball and
That's
like
all it was.
a plastic coating. It's literally just like a ball bearing and a plastic coating.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had it. And I was like, what do I do with
The
this?
commercials made it seem like you could like
I've
levitate
won,
it.
but at what cost?
Yeah, I would like mess with it, and it was literally just a ball that I just kind of. I'm like,
You sold me a hunk of metal coated in plastic.
remember at
I
school?
feel like
You
most
fell
of
for
the
it.
fun from the Vushigi ball came it would be fun if you were really good at sleight of hand, but you were a kid. You weren't good at sleight of hand.
you weren't good at
you're always
anything. You were a
dropping it.
kid.
I feel like those commercials were just people who were good at sleight of hand. Like that's it.
Do you guys remember?
They have to sell the toy to you.
Do you guys
somehow.
remember in school when those dudes would come and sell us yo-yos,
Dude,
of varying
no.
types?
fuck, what was it?
Yes. I cannot remember.
The-
It was Ned.
Ned's.
It was Ned.
Ned.
Ned. Just Ned. The Ned,
Ned,
show
yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
I
Yeah.
bought the boomerang one where it was supposed to come back to
Oh
you.
my
and,
God.
And suffice to say, it never did. And I bought 2 of them, and neither one of them did it. I was just like,
Shit like that at school started like you made clicks real fast. Like if you bought that top tier yo-yo, you were the guy.
Yeah,
All right.
I bought the one that it had the little mechanism inside that made it easier for it to spin at the end of the string, you know. So I bought that one, and just you'd sling it out, and the mechanism would unlock, and it would spin down there, and then once you gave it a little tug, it would just kind of climb back up.
Those were cool.
Yeah, that one kicked ass. I
Yeah.
I got pretty good at yo-yoing just from fucking with that thing.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember yo-yos at school.
you went to a bigger school, so it wouldn't surprise me. But we had a real small school, and they're like, we got to make these kids happy somehow.
We got to throw him a bone.
Yeah, we
Jesus
got to throw them a
Christ.
bone. This school sucks.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, fucking yo-yos, beef jerky, fucking
wasn't it,
suckers.
Wasn't it a fundraiser or was it just like a?
I think it was a fundraiser.
All we had were like butter braid sales, and
What?
it's where you sell these pastries. They're called butter braids.
Oh yeah.
We had similar things. I don't remember any pastries. Like one big
They
one.
had cookie dough.
One big one. We sold cookie dough, but the biggest one that I remember was the pretzel sticks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought the
covered in
suckers were
chocolate and
bigger.
stuff. Oh yeah, the suckers were way bigger. But
Yeah.
the pretzel sticks, do you remember those?
Yes, I do.
Those
The
things
chocolate-
kicked ass. I
chocolate-coated
bought
ones.
so many of
Yeah,
those.
those beef jerky. The beef jerky was good too. I always bought the ghost pepper one, and that shit was so gas.
We had so many different fundraisers of just mainly just different foods.
This isn't really.
School district I went to fucking sucks.
This wasn't really like a early 2000s because it happened later in our school. Remember when they started selling sodas, but they were all diet sodas, so they fucking
Cringe.
they were
Dude.
they were like,
Thanks,
we'll throw you a
Michelle
bone,
That's
but
what I was about to say.
they were-
Thanks,
we throw you a
Michelle.
bone, but it's gonna be diet, and it's like, yeah, I love drinking aspartame.
It's like how they'd fucking they'd sell the goddamn those what were they? The Crystal Light fucking carbonated water
oh,
fruit
Propel.
flavor.
No.
They sold Propel.
They were in that like one thing, that shitty vending machine in the fucking
yeah.
hallway with all the super healthy snacks, and the drinks were just those
Carbonated
It was
water.
just carbonated flavored water.
Yes, I remember.
So it was
this.
like drinking one carbonated water, which fucking sucks. Fuck you, LaCroix.
I hate it. Yeah.
LaCroix. They thought about a pineapple while canning this.
It's like
the
TV static
memory
in
of a
can,
strawberry.
Yeah.
The dementiated memory of a strawberry. But,
It was transported in a truck next to blueberries, and it tastes kind of
yeah,
like it.
the truck with LaCroix drove next to a truck full of apples for 2 miles on the way here. But
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of fuck with Lacroix a little bit, and that is probably like a heretical
heresy.
I
heretical
too.
thing to say.
Did you
But-
lick the TV screen when you were
as
little?
I
I
said,
did, yes, I did.
I too like to drink battery acid.
I did. So I used to have one of them box TVs, and whenever you turn it on or off, and it had that static on it.
Yeah.
left over, I would lick it.
I
I'd go
love
over there
to
and just.
rub my hand against the screen and like
I'd
you'd see
lick it.
you'd see the little hairs on your hand stand up and shit like that.
No, I'd lick it,
What possessed you?
dude. I was an only child.
You do know that the food on the screen is on the screen, right?
Brother, I was an only child. I had to entertain myself somehow. I was.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna lick this TV.
Exactly.
Fuck it, I'm gonna stick my dick in the VCR. Like,
Don't do that.
I
there's
remember.
nostalgia right there. A
remember-
VCR with VHS tapes.
Dude, Blockbuster.
Oh my God! Wait,
I
hold on.
loved Blockbuster. More like Cockbuster, am I right?
VHSs. Good
VHSs.
lord. Before I had a DVD player or anything like that, my family had VHSs, and I would rewatch them over and over and over again. There's one that we had that was like 5 different Scooby-Doo animated movies all in one.
I think I
and
had
my
the same
favorite one was I can't remember exactly what the name of it was, but it's the cyberspace one.
Duh, with the little
That one
with
was-
like the blue electricity
Yes.
guy.
I like
one's
that one.
really
Yes, and they
good.
met like alternate versions of themselves by
Yeah.
the end. It was
That one went
Yeah.
hard.
My- one did go hard.
Obviously my favorite. It's a basic answer. It's almost everyone's favorite. Is the one with the hex girls.
yeah.
and I'm gonna
And
put a
the
spell
witches
on
and
you.
Is
shit.
that your favorite one?
I do really like it, but I don't know if I could say it's my favorite.
Mine's cyberspace.
I know which one you're talking about.
Let me
dude.
look
I
it
don't
up.
think I had the tape of it, but I'd seen it.
Hex girls went
many a
hard
time.
though. They did.
They were all baddies, goth
They
baddies.
were.
That molded my taste in women today.
So
The only VHS I ever remember was Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I watched that shit religiously.
I
Never
don't think
heard
my
of
mom
it.
allowed Thomas.
Jake, remember you talked about the brave little toaster?
Oh my god! Yes, dude. Have you ever seen the Brave Little Toaster? Also, side tangent.
Or
that movie,
Dougal.
That movie. Oh my god. that movie was called the Scooby Doo
you
and the
say
Cyber
Dougal?
Chase.
Dougal.
Dougal?
Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase.
1987.
But Dougal.
I've never seen
Dougal. Isn't that the
The dog.
I know about him specifically
Dude,
because
they
I
make
watch.
Look it up.
I
Look it
know
up.
Dougal.
Yeah.
I know him specifically because I watch Jimmy here,
Yeah.
and he does the "If I Laugh, the video ends," and everyone compares him to Dougal. That's like one of
Dude, they make so many fucking pop culture references in that movie.
I loved that movie
it's
back in the day, dude.
ridiculous.
I remember whenever Burger King had their toys or McDonald's or something.
Yes.
Those toys slapped. Also, fast food restaurant toys used to go so hard.
Yes,
And then
but
you'd
now
get-
they got cheap.
I got pissed whenever. I remember when one of the Iron.
22 years old, and I'm complaining about toys.
Me
and-
too.
I remember.
dude.
I remember when I think it was Iron Man 3 came out, and it was Burger King. They had the toy that was literally just an Iron Man that you put together.
Ooh, see, that's cool.
everyone constantly calls him Dougal in his chat.
I forgot the premise of that movie.
Yeah,
I think the owner of the dog
yeah.
and Dougal, she gets frozen in some kind of carousel by this. I don't even know what was it, Kagan. He was like
Frost mice.
Frost, yeah. and then the dog has to go.
Oh
around.
yeah, Frost Miser, because the guy's name was
Yeah.
Heat Miser, I think.
I think that's something different. I
That's,
think you're talking
that's
about
a
the
Christmas
Christmas
Oh
movie.
yeah, that's right. I figured. I don't.
I don't know, but it
fucking-
was the same premise. It was like heat guy, ice guy.
Heat guy. Cold guy was good. I think.
Heat guy was no, cold guy was bad because
guy
he,
was good.
he froze the little girl in the carousel.
Oh yeah, Heat guy was good.
and Dougal
Oh.
had to save his owner.
Side tangent. Do you recognize him, by the way?
I don't.
He is the It Is
Oh, X.
Wednesday. No, no. Jimmy.
He is the It Is Wednesday.
He
my
is the
dude.
It Is
Oh, he is?
Wednesday, my dudes guy.
Oh.
He glue up hard.
Yeah.
He's got retarded hair. That's all I gotta say.
He got long hair. That's about it, dog. Like,
I think it looks goofy.
The
I
Brave
think you
Little
look goofy.
Toaster. Have you seen it?
No,
Has anybody seen the Brave Little
no,
Toaster?
I've never even
I
heard of it.
haven't.
I think you're just.
It's like a fever dream.
I
It
think you're
exists.
just
I don't think
schizophrenic.
it does.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
I looked it
exists.
up. It was
Yeah.
made in
It's a-
1987.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
The way that movie starts is terrifying because I'm pretty sure the house
What's
that
that?
they're in burns down. That's the air vent, by the way. I apologize.
Yeah.
So you might
I
hear
can go
some
turn
background
that
noise.
off.
But you can if you want to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
not
movie,
that hot or anything.
in that movie, it's just about. I can't remember exactly.
But I assume it's
The
about a
premise.
brave toaster.
Yeah, he does some brave shit. He it's like Lord of the Rings, but it's a toaster.
That's bold.
Lord of the Rings, but it's a toaster.
That's bold of you to compare it to Lord of the Rings.
I would.
Have
I would
y'all-
go that far.
Have y'all watched Rockadoodle?
No.
No.
It sounds familiar.
This movie was a fucking fever dream. It's a chicken. He's a rooster.
No,
he's,
I do.
He's like Elvis.
I do. Yes, yes, I
And
remember.
he's-
I
he's
remember
like
that.
The leader of the farm or
Yes.
whatever.
No.
remember the
Remember
premise of
back
the
at the
movie.
barnyard?
The movie is
Yeah.
great. The show is not.
Back at the barnyard when Otis's dad fought the coyotes.
And
no,
didn't he die?
Back.
Didn't he die?
No,
though?
yeah, he
Yeah.
died. He was kicking ass with the guitar, and then the coyotes overwhelmed him because coyotes are little shitheads and they travel in packs.
I don't know why Otis had udders.
I don't.
Yeah, that was a big question.
I don't either. And what bothered me is how they made the TV show Back at the Barnyard,
Yeah.
which I
It
also
was-
watched.
it was
I,
okay.
I watched it religiously. They made
know every
Abby
word.
in the
No, not
movie.
the dairy
Abby,
section.
the female one, had a very soothing female voice, and in the show she had this hard Southern hick voice.
Yeah.
She was like, "Otis, what do you think's the problem here?" And I was like, "What happened to the other voice that was much better? That sounded like an actual person
I'll
speaks."
tell you what I watched a lot whenever I was young. Did any of you ever watch Bobby's World?
I don't know what that is.
No.
Bobby's World?
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World.
No, I've never heard of it.
God, that show, I really liked that show.
So I don't know about y'all, but I said I was an only child, and that's like a half truth. You know, I have step and half siblings, and I've known my stepsister since we were like 2 and 3. So I grew up watching Barbie movies with her. And when I was young,
The Barbie movie.
some of those Barbie movies went hard.
Bibble.
What?
You know Bibble.
I'm
Oh,
a bit
the
of
little
He's the
fucking
blue guy.
question,
that-
little
word
yeah,
of the
yeah.
mighty J.
Yes.
You know me, I'm a bit of a brony, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But I wanted to. I talked
okay.
about.
That's another thing that I'll talk about after Kagan.
I talked about Blockbuster. So one thing growing up is I think it was every Friday, me and my mom would go to CC's Pizza. Yum.
CC's.
I
That's
love
nostalgia all to
CC's.
itself.
I love CC's Pizza.
I miss CC's. We should go to CC's.
I do
There's
too.
one in Little Rock.
There
should
is
go to
one.
CC's.
We should go. Fuck it. We
Dude,
ball.
there used to be an
Boys.
X-Men arcade cabinet in a CC's.
Also,
I've
I
never
just
had
said.
CC's.
Also, I just said Little Rock.
That's fine.
I said it twice actually.
Well, I
They're
guess
not gonna
Kagan said another
pinpoint
time.
us.
I guess the cat's out
They're
of the
not gonna
bag.
pinpoint
Oh,
where
whoop
we
de fucking
are.
do. We're in Arkansas.
Like
At this address.
it doesn't matter.
Nothing specific, but
A
we
lot
are
of people live in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
We live in Arkansas. Fuck it, we ball. Anyways,
But fucking nothing to do here.
yeah. But me and my mom would go to CC's Pizza whenever I lived in Texas, and after that, my mom would take me to Blockbuster, and I would always get a Power Ranger movie, a different one each time. And if I went there and there's no Power Rangers movie, my day would be ruined, and I would pout until I went to sleep because I fucked with Power Rangers heavy.
Power Rangers.
Especially
do go
Dino
hard.
Thunder. I loved Dino Thunder with the burning passion. The white guy, the White Ranger dude, was my favorite. I thought he was cool. I had an action figure of him. He was my favorite toy.
Figures.
He was the main
The white
character.
guy.
Shut
My
the
favorite-
fuck up.
My favorite Ranger was the green one.
He's dead.
Why you gotta? Okay.
We gotta
also
crush them like that.
I also like the Black Ranger, the Brontosaurus or whatever.
Yeah.
In the same vein as a Blockbuster, I gotta say. What about Radio Shack?
I never went to Radio Shack.
Or like what
Do
about what,
you
what about
remember-
what about Hastings?
Hastings.
Hastings.
Hastings was my thing. Yeah.
Hastings was the place to go, dude.
I never went to Blockbuster or any of that. It was
Dude.
always Hastings.
Yeah, so Hastings, for those of you that don't know, it's I don't know if it's a chain still. I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure if it exists anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think it does. I
Gotta
think
look.
Hot Topic.
But
and
it
other
was
things-
it,
it
no
was
longer exists.
wow.
no longer exists.
So it was
Damn.
basically just a ginormous Hot Topic. It also had a coffee shop, a library. It had everything, dude.
It was like
It was
yeah,
like if you combined a Hot
Yeah.
Topic, a Barnes and Noble, and like a GameStop, like
yes.
Yeah, it had like
and like a I don't know, I guess a Blockbuster as well because they had a lot of movies. And
they
shit.
had a lot of movies. They had video games. They had like
clothes,
toys. They had
yeah.
collectibles. They had like shit in the back that's more Hot Topic stuff. But you know, and
was awesome.
It was cool.
It was
I
awesome.
remember me and Jake were in a phase where we draw like anime characters, and we bought a book on anime. And me and him were like, how are we going to do this? We'll share custody of the book. Like, I'll have it some days, you have it the other. And then we ended up just keeping it in my
It's like
house.
I'll have it, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll get it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and we'll alternate Sundays.
You'll get it never because you're the inferior parent.
Yeah. No, Hastings
It
was
comes
the
back with like a
shit.
drop of like water that got on one of the pages, and you're never allowed custody again.
Dude, I remember my
See you in
mom.
court
My mom
again.
got me an anime drawing book when I was younger. I was probably like 8. And I liked this book so much, but we got it from the library and I didn't want to give it back. So I spilled paint on it intentionally so we couldn't return it. And my mom was so fucking pissed at me.
Still have to pay a fee, right?
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
she was
but it's
pissed at me.
probably like $10.
That's why she was pissed. Well, it was more the concept of why the fuck would you do that? And it was like, because I wanted the book. Like,
I'm gonna pour paint on a first edition. Let's see how they react.
you poured paint on the Quran. What the fuck is wrong
On
with
the
you?
Quran.
Yeah, what
On
the
the
fuck is wrong
Quran.
with you?
I have one, boys. So did you guys watched cartoons as a youngin'?
Of
right?
course.
No.
What about Nick?
I watched
watch a
Nick,
lot of
I
Nick-
watched
Nickelodeon?
Nicktoons. I watched Nicktoons.
I watched
Yeah.
all of them. I watched Nickelodeon. I watched Nicktoons. I watched.
Rocco's
Nick
Modern
at Night
Life.
or whatever.
Did you guys watch a little thing called the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour?
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
There's a crossover between
Who didn't
Fairly
watch
Odd
that?
Parents
If you watch
and
those shows,
Jimmy Neutron.
The shit went hard. I
I recorded it and watched it like at least 50 times.
Go ahead.
the SpongeBob SquarePants movie with King Neptune. And
Yes. David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
The first one will
That
always
one.
be the best one.
that one is
Are we
goated.
throwing our phones again?
We
No,
always
not
drop
again.
our phone in every episode. Someone does.
You
Well,
didn't
I'm
crack
just-
your phone, did you, Ethan?
I'm just
No.
leaving,
For last
I'm just,
time?
I'm just
Okay.
leaving it here, man. I'm just gonna leave it there. Fuck it. Another thing I miss about the 2000s was the infomercial TV shows of like the as seen on TV. No, because it was always like they'd advertise like the moon boots. Remember the moon boots?
Yes, I had a cousin who had those, and he broke them the first time he used them.
I never used them, but I saw those and I wanted them. But like you remember Bunch of Balloons? I know they still sell them today, but I remember when they first came out, it was like an infomercial.
Yeah.
And I remember we bought them, and they all fell. Like they essentially fill with water, and like the balloon ties off at the end because of a rubber band. And I remember we put a bucket underneath it. As soon as they fell off the thingy into the bucket, they all just exploded. And we were like, "Well, what the fuck?" Like,
there's like channels that only show infomercials,
Yes.
right?
Or like
those
But
are
wait,
for
there's
me.
more.
Yeah, for me,
Billy
those,
Mays, yeah.
those channels are always akin to waking
God
up
rest
in a
his
cold
soul.
sweat,
Yes.
having George Lopez playing.
no
rider.
He's just jumping at you in
Bum,
slow
bum, bum,
motion.
bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum,
did have.
bum.
I was just kind of like perusing for stuff that might be nostalgic. I did have one of these. It's
Oh,
Oh,
is that a
yeah.
V-Smile?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God, I had one of those too.
I
Holy
loved
shit.
the
I
V-Smile.
never had one of those.
Oh my, you missed out, dude.
I had
you
a
were-
SpongeBob joystick.
I had
I
that
had
too.
one-
I had
Dude,
that
I
too.
had like 3 plug and plays.
Yeah, me too.
The little plug. Dude, I need to find. I wonder how much they are.
I think I had a SpongeBob
They
one.
have them at I think Game Exchange.
The thing is,
I
most of the
remember- I have
time,
a vague
the
memory of the bubble popping game or whatever.
you know what sucks.
Yes, yes.
Most of the time, most new TVs don't have the fucking red, yellow, white hookups
The outs,
anymore.
yeah.
No, yeah, so they're not plug and play
You're getting
anymore.
old,
Dude,
boys.
Adam, for the plug and plays,
We're
I
getting
remember
old.
I had like 3, but my cousin had all of them.
I had a.
He had a Star Wars one, he had a SpongeBob one, a Spider-Man one. He had all the good ones.
My favorite ones were. I had one that was just classic arcade games. So it
I
had,
love that one. Dig
it
Dug
had
Pac-Man.
Dig Dug, Pac-Man,
Galaga.
Galaga. It had one called. Probably my favorite was that one, Bosnian or whatever the fuck. The last one where you're a ship going through space and you have to shoot ships that are coming at you, and then there's these like big hubs that spawn ships and you have to destroy them. And they have like 6 things on the outside that once you destroy them all.
Galaga?
No, it's literally called Bosnian.
I miss Wii
I
Sports.
think I remember that.
Let me find
oh,
a picture.
dude, the fucking Wii. When
Basically,
it came out.
the hubs, it was always so satisfying because there were these hubs that would spawn more ships, and they looked like a big hexagon. There were like 6 outer like circle stations or whatever the fuck, and once you shot all of those, it would blow up. Or if you shot the perfect shot right up the middle, there was this thing that opened and closed that had the core, and if you shot the shot perfectly, it would just fucking explode all together.
I
Dude,
don't
but
remember that.
fucking Wii Sports was my shit when I was younger. I was goated at the bowling and at the golf.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 go-tos.
I like the wrestling.
the wrestling.
wrestling was
the
fun.
boxing. You mean?
The boxing, sorry.
Yeah. I like
Before
the
we move
boxing.
on to Wii,
Not Bosnian. I got it wrong.
Before we move on to Wii, I want to talk to Adam about a V-Smile game. Adam, do you remember what games you played on the V-Smile?
Vaguely.
Do you remember one called Alphabet Park?
I think so.
It looked like this.
I don't remember what the actual things looked like. I'd have to see the game.
No, this is the game. Oh, it's a picture of the game. It's like a.
I don't think I played this one.
I played that one a lot. I also played the Spider-Man and Friends one. You played as Wolverine. It was badass.
It wasn't Bosnian. It's not called Bosnian. The game's called Bosconian.
I do remember that one.
That game kicked ass.
Yeah, it did. I always sucked at it though.
I did too.
So Wii Sports.
Holy shit! I never got that far.
Dude, Wii Sports was always just a banger of a time, dude. I fucking
Dude.
loved
Did
it
you
so
have
much.
the pad thing that you'd step on?
No, because I
Oh,
wasn't.
we fit.
The Wii Fit. I see those at every Goodwill.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Nobody wanted them.
I never.
It's kind of like
played
the.
that, but-
It's kind of like the Xbox Connect. Like,
Yes,
nobody
that's what
wanted
I,
it.
I had the Xbox Connect and I fucked with the luck.
I did too.
Mine
played
came with
a-
it, yeah.
I played it a little bit, but at the same time, it was just like I'd rather just play a game with a controller.
Yeah.
Fair. It was novel at the time. Though,
It was.
You know? It was cool at the time. Connect Adventures was all right.
I will say, I have yes, Wii Sports kicked ass. I played a lot of Wii Bowling and Wii Tennis, but The one I remember, it was called like Wii. What was it called? It was like Wii Play or something like that. Wii Games. It just had a few little mini games, but there was this one. It was like a tank battle where you were in a
I know what
maze
you're
with
talking
two
about.
tanks,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
tried to duke it out with like you'd have to. It was like an arena shooter. You have to go around and pick up a different kind of weapon.
That reminds me of old mobile games like on an iPod.
And oh yeah,
Do you guys remember games like I think it was called Pocket Tanks? Did you ever play that?
I still play Pocket Tanks sometimes.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there was. Have you guys played Jelly Car?
No.
Yes.
No, I have played the shit out of
Dude,
Jelly Car.
there's some nostalgia, like old Flash games.
Yes.
Tell you what, Stick Page.
Happy Wheels.
Did you ever go to Stick Page?
I don't think so.
Really?
Mm-mm.
It's not a
Oh,
thing anymore.
Happy Wheels.
I played
Oh,
games
yeah, Happy
like
Wheels.
Hill Climb, Crossy Roads, Angry Birds.
There was one.
Jetpack Joyride,
Yeah.
Infinity Blade.
Yeah.
Stick Page, obviously doesn't work anymore now that Flash is gone. But
the Papa's games.
Yeah, there was one website at school, Kagan, that everybody went to.
Cool math games.
Was it Pop Tropic?
I played
Pop
Pop
Tropica.
Tropica.
Pop Tropic, yeah.
Hell yeah, I love that.
I loved, dude. I
I got in
remember.
trouble every time I tried to play it though.
I loved fucking the Papa's games, like Papa's Pizzeria, Papa's Swingery,
Pizzeria.
dude. In our computer teacher's class, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whenever I'd get done with my assignments, I would either hop on Roblox or the Papa's games and just grind that shit out until like class was over.
What was that? Was that a snow day where we just played Roblox Tycoons?
No,
for like hours.
it was just the end of the year and we were
End of the
done
year?
with everything.
Yeah.
So we just like,
Okay,
hey, can we
okay.
come play? Can we come play on the computer? And she was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Then yeah, we just played pretty much just
Roblox
Roblox
Tycoons,
Tycoons
yeah.
all day.
just trying to sneak Flash games like to playing them.
That was something.
But
I love Pocket Tanks so
Me
much.
too.
It's not. Is it free?
Yeah.
you guys want to know what I miss most about the
I need it.
2000s?
What?
Being happy.
Me too, man.
What's that?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
The
Man,
sense of
I'm gonna check the back of my
being
TV later
completely
and see
unaware
if it
to
does
your
have the
environment.
fucking
You're
red,
unself-aware
yellow,
of
white.
outs, yeah.
what the world has prepared for you. I miss it sometimes, but I also like the time we're in with technology. But it's like, if I could go back to that time, I definitely would.
Yeah.
Just for like a day, just to relive stuff. It's
I
like,
miss my biggest concern being McDonald's on the way home.
yeah, Mom, can we please stop at McDonald's? And she wouldn't answer you. And
We've got food
My parents would always say maybe,
no!
and then they just wouldn't go get it.
My mom just wouldn't answer me, and I just have to wait and
You
see.
made me want McDonald's.
Empty promises.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, a
My
10
dad
piece.
would always say, "We'll see," and my mom would just say, "Maybe."
Dude, don't do it. It's a yes or a no.
Don't
I
beat
hate
around the bush. Come on.
I hate the maybe. It's like usually
this was
from
God
In the
damn.
middle of the 2008 financial crisis,
They don't
so
make these plug
I
and play
understand
consoles
why.
anymore, so they're so fucking expensive.
How much is a V Smile?
V Smile, I'll have to look that up. But here's the two like most popular plug and play consoles from Jack's TV. That's what it was called, the company that made them. You can have the two most popular. That's a 2-pack and $284.
What are they?
I think it's the one that we were talking about with like Busconian and Galaga and Dig Dug, and then there's another one that I vaguely remember having.
I think I have that one in my closet.
These two.
I had the first one, not the second one.
I think I had both, but I played the first one more. I want to say I broke the second one.
No.
284. Ooh.
Ethan, I do remember that SpongeBob plug and play. The nose was the controller.
Yes. I remember playing a bubble mission. I can't
Dude,
remember.
they had so many good games on that one. That I remember it was like a SpongeBob game where you like throw something up and you hit the bubbles up top.
Yeah.
And they were always in the shape of like sea creatures and something like
Yeah.
that. There was one I think that had you were all the SpongeBob characters and you're trying to avoid hooks.
Yes.
Do you remember that one?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
My grandma has it.
And then there was one I think where you play as Patrick or Squidward or something, and you're in this big, nothing on the screen. Oh shit! I just lost my train of thought. It was all green though.
Yeah,
Like all the levels were green, and it was like a maze that you had to go through.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird.
V Smile Deluxe TV Learning System
How much?
on Amazon.
How much?
On Amazon with 2 controllers. Lowest price because it's a collectible, $139.
That is not horrible, and I I might.
Don't you dare.
You might,
These models
just
are
for the
fucking
nostalgia
awesome.
sake.
Yes. That's another thing too. Like things that you used to have that you were stupid and either broke or sold, and then you want them back.
Yes.
Like an N64. And the golden cartridge for Majora's Mask that I can't get anymore because it's expensive as shit. Or Donkey Kong 64 or Smash 64. You,
I
like
remember I played the fuck out of Crash Bandicoot.
I was that on GameCube?
I think so.
I never had a GameCube. I had all the Nintendo consoles except for a GameCube. It's the one I missed.
The only Nintendo console I had, minus the Switch, currently was a fucking DS.
You know, DS.
Yeah,
3DS.
the
DS.
I had the DSi XL.
I had
That
a
was-
DSi XL.
Remember
as well.
remember
And I-
Picto Chat?
I played the shit out. I played the shit out of Scribblenauts and Lego Star Wars.
Dude, Scribblenauts kicked so
Lego
much
Star
ass.
Wars. Yeah.
Lego Star Wars 2: The Complete Saga.
Do you guys remember Flipnote?
Flip
I
Note.
fucked hard with Flipnote.
Yes. I could
Oh,
never
is that
figure
where
out
you'd-
how to get to other people's
Huh?
animations.
Yeah, as I say, Flipnote, it's like the flip books where you'd make
Yes.
animations.
It had the icon, the orange frog.
Yeah.
I made one. You know, I wasn't good at drawing, so I made a very rudimentary one of a guy pissing blood and then exploding.
Oh God,
it was just
Okay,
a
that's a-
guy standing still, and then it was just a stream of red, and then
that shit would.
As
go
I say, I
hard
made
as
a
fuck today.
I made a rudimentary one of like a ball bouncing across the screen.
Me
That's kind of where
too.
you start, is a ball
Yeah.
bouncing.
yeah.
Yeah.
no, I went straight to the extreme
Of a
of
man
like,
pissing blood and exploding.
yeah, I don't know, dude. I was a disturbing
Oh,
little child.
I'm about to
Fucking-
blow.
Licked
Gotta
TV
blow.
screens and shoved shit up your nose and
I
ate
shoved
rocks or some shit.
I shoved rocks up my nose and my ears. I shoved them in my ears, and I had to get them surgically removed.
Oh my god.
I had 2 Call of Duties for the DSi XL.
I did. I had.
It's
one.
weird that Call
I
of
think it
Duty
was
was
Call
on
of
a
Duty
DS.
3.
Should have never
I had
been.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
And then I also had Call of Duty Black Ops.
I
But the thing is,
remember the sound of my character walking around the ship.
yeah, they had the same like names and cover art of the actual games that came out on console.
Yeah.
But they weren't connected at all. Like I don't know what was happening.
You ever play Call of Duty on the Wii?
No.
No.
That old gyro aim is awful.
I had a Star Wars game for the Wii.
Was it like a duel?
You could, but it was in like top-down Zeus
Oh,
kind of a view. But with the gun, I had an actual clone trooper gun with it. that
those
I could shoot.
accessories were really cool.
Did y'all
Yeah.
ever go to summer camp?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I sometimes miss it, but I also like hated being there because it was like, dude, I could literally be anywhere else but here.
It felt like rehab.
Yeah, it's like
Like I don't belong here, but at the same time I do because I wouldn't be here otherwise.
I feel like summer camp is just a place your parents send you just
was.
to.
Get rid of you. For
and
the
then
summer.
I got old enough that my mom could trust me by myself, and when I stayed home when I was younger, I would just jerk off all day because I was young and had nothing else to do.
Dude, that was not the jerking off part. That was like the best line to cross is whenever you graduated to the point where your parents being able to leave you home alone because they thought you were old enough. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Well, I would get bored, gaming for a while. It'd be like I'd wake up early because I would wake up when my mom woke up.
Yeah.
And then I'd play Xbox for a little bit, and then I'd just kind of sit there and do nothing. Be like, I guess I'll crank it real quick.
Then you'd
and
watch just a bunch of hentai.
yeah, I'd crank it real quick, and then fucking go back to gaming, and then I'd get bored, so I'd pass out on the couch, wake up, crank it some more. Just
That's unhealthy. It's
I was
so
unhealthy. This was before I had any female interactions.
Do y'all ever just go by your old childhood homes?
My old childhood home is
This
in
is
Texas.
it, Ethan.
Yeah.
This is it.
Mine's in Texas, so no.
No.
I broke into one of my old childhood homes.
You did? Are you being serious or no?
It depends.
The bodies are still there.
what's going on?
No, so
Or
it
do
was-
you want to incriminate yourself on a podcast?
I mean nobody was living in it.
You still broke in.
Yeah.
Still trespassing.
It was shortly. It wasn't anything crazy. It was shortly after we moved out. We realized that we had accidentally left some stuff in there, and so we fucking went back because it was some stuff that we needed. So we went back, and I am halfway proficient at lockpicking, and I just picked us in the front door, and then fucking we just went in, grabbed the shit, and locked it, and left.
That's pretty
So you
good.
went back to get your stuff.
Yeah, stuff that we had left. behind by accident. Like, and nobody had moved in yet. The house was still empty and dirty, and
Gotcha.
like
Do
so
you guys miss Toys R Us?
I had never went.
I only went like twice.
My
It was
family
like a treat.
was too poor to even step inside.
I
went
never
to
went
Toys
to Toys
R Us all
not
the
once.
time. And I remember the one we went to in Texas. They had like a giant fucking playground in it that had these little cannons that you could load balls into.
Yeah.
And you would shoot them, and I fucking domed my dad in the head. And you thought, this man that is like the strongest guy in the world, I fucking hit him in the head. And then as you get older, you realize your dad's just a normal goober, and you're like, oh.
I remember. Fuck, I used to remember the whole fucking theme song.
Of Toys R Us?
Yeah.
It had a theme song?
Oh yeah, I had a big one.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Fuck, hang on. I'm gonna look it up. I used to remember it because my mom. I only remember it because my mom would sing it all the time, all the fucking time.
I miss when Walmart had fish tanks,
Yeah, true.
and I would go look at the fish.
And I'd go break them.
I wish McDonald's had like the N64 GameCube kiosk.
That's what it
I
was.
remember those.
I remember now. Like I saw like a brief thing of the lyrics, and now I remember. It was I don't want to grow up because I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I
There's
wanna
so
be a
many toys at
Toys
Toys
R
R
Us
Us that I can play with, from
Yeah.
bikes to trains to video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow
I've
up
never
because
heard of it.
baby, if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
I remember, dude, Toys R Us used to have a baller fucking Nerf gun section.
I do remember that. It was like looking at an armory wall.
Yeah, you go to a
Yeah.
fucking gun store. They because they had an entire area just dedicated to
Some
Nerf.
grizzled
They
war
had a
vet.
whole section dedicated
Some
to
grizzled
Lego
war vet with an
Star
eye
Wars,
patch
bro.
walks out. What do you want to look at, kid? What's with the eye patch? I took a centurion dart to the eye.
It's like,
A mega dart.
it's like, dog, I am 8. The Centurion isn't even a thing yet. Like,
I got you, little guy. Hold on.
You ever
Got you,
just
little
try and
guy.
you ever try to force pull something towards you? You know,
Yes.
like the remote's over on a different table and you're just kinda like, it's like you got to try.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna DoorDash me something.
Kagan, do you remember?
DoorDash
the,
me something. I'm hungry too.
Do you remember the Mario game on the Wii where you played it with the remote sideways? Remember that?
Which one?
You remember the one where we
No.
played? Okay. never
Oh,
mind.
yes,
All
yes, I do.
Moving on.
Yes,
he
I
doesn't
do.
Remember.
Fuck
All
you,
right.
Jake.
No, I remember
Exactly.
now. I remember
Exactly.
now,
Yeah.
fucker. Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes.
That was fun.
I like Mario.
Yeah, only that
Played
one though.
the fuck
I like
out of
Mario,
Kart.
Maro and Luigi.
That was my kind of Mario.
I like-
That ends friendships.
I like Mario. Was it N64 on the DS?
Maro
Yeah.
and
I
Luigi.
fucked with that one a lot, dude. The little penguin. I fucking hated the little penguin
The
mission.
penguin?
Yeah. I hated that so much. What else do we got from the early 2000s? Because there's a lot.
There's a lot, but it's like a lot that you don't remember.
What about that one time?
Until-
I kind of don't remember it. I think my brain kind of blocked it out. That one time whenever I was a kid and I met Jared Fogle,
Who?
the Subway guy.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
Jared Fogle, the guy who used to be in the Subway commercials. He had
The
dark hair
Subway
and
guy?
glasses. He
Let
used
me-
to,
let me-
he
He went on the
was a
Subway
pedophile.
diet and he ate nothing but Subway and he lost a lot of weight and it turns out he was a pedophile.
Yeah,
Oh.
he got a yeah.
So he wasn't a person, you know?
Oh.
He used to be in the Subway commercials.
Oh. Yeah, no.
yeah, they found out that he was into kids and
Hmm.
yeah. What about those from PE the gym scooters?
I crushed my own
Yes.
fingers in those all the fucking time.
Also, just like
The big parachute.
anything in
Yes.
in gym,
Yeah.
like playing dodgeball or something, and being the last person standing.
I hated. I was always good at dodging.
Me and
I could
Jake were,
never
like,
fucking throw and hit
Whenever
someone.
whenever we played dodgeball, me and Jake were goaded at dodging, but we couldn't hit someone to save our fucking life.
I could hit
I would,
people.
I would throw a
I
weak
was-
ass.
dude, I love
I'd throw a
dodgeball.
weak ass.
I'd always fucking I'd aim it. I'd like look and aim at one person, then I'd just fucking peg the person next to him.
Yeah.
That's how I'd do it. That was my trick.
I remember there was this
Like
one
I'd be
time-
staring at Jake, and then I'd fucking nail Ethan in the eye, like in the face.
I don't know, Kagan, Adam. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I remember vividly this one time, 2 or 3 different coaches played dodgeball with like
Hell
almost
yeah.
our whole class, and it was like a free for all, and they were like pegging
They
kids
threw
left
absolute
and right.
fucking
Yeah, dude.
They threw
Dude.
absolute piss missiles.
I
Yeah.
remember it was a thing like whenever we played. Do you remember? I'm not going to say his last name. Never mind. There was this one coach that we had for PE, and like 8th or 9th grade.
Mhm.
And how he would do it is we'd play dodgeball, and then once one team, like if they were just getting absolutely ass blasted, he'd just jump onto the team that was losing.
Yes,
and
yes.
fucking get them
Goated,
back in it, and then he'd
goated.
leave again.
Yeah.
Jailbreak.
Yeah.
So dude, it was always crazy when you dodge and it would whiff right by, and you would feel the breeze of it.
It was like
Yeah.
the reach.
You'd hear it.
The reach mission
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
You're
you-
the last person.
You'd hear it go back, like you'd hear the whoosh of it going past your ear.
Would they like count down if there was one person, or was it just until you got hit?
I think they would count down eventually.
Because they would say free throw at some point. And
Yeah,
then
where you could cross the line and
Yeah.
fucking.
you could cross enemy lines.
That's when I shined. I would fucking go in there like a berserker and just I'd carry like 4 balls at once and I just and just throw them like a shotgun blast.
Damn, I will say every time that like we played tag as kids, we would be almost the same speed, but you would always break my fucking ankles by like diverting my expectations.
Yeah, and
You'd
it
go
works-
left or right,
it
and it would
works
work every
every
time.
time.
I was like, God damn it,
I
dude.
wouldn't switch it up either, but I would just he'd come at me this way and I'd act like I'm going this way, then he'd move that way and I'd
I
fucking
fell for it every time.
Did y'all have a
Fuck.
economy for toys in your school?
Oh,
yes, we traded Mega Block Halo characters. And the
Mega
most
Block-
highly
The Mega Constructs or whatever?
the Mega Blocks.
Well, they're Mega
is-
Constructs.
Mega Blocks.
Are they two different things?
No,
It's Mega Blocks.
I think they rebranded.
It's Mega Blocks.
They might have. God damn,
It's
Kagan.
Mega Blocks. I'm
Chill.
not wrong about this.
Hop
It's
off
Mega
that horse,
no!
dude.
No, I can't. I'm right. I mean, they might have rebranded. Who knows?
Mega Constructs.
It used to be Mega Blocks.
I don't know if it ever was.
How
It
about
was.
those, how about those nice pencil grippers? Those little sparkly
The
pencil
grippies?
gripples that
Do
you.
you,
Yeah.
do you remember
Gripples.
Gripples? Did I say gripples?
Do you ever chew
I did.
on
Do
them?
you remember? Yeah, as I say, you remember the feeling of chewing on them, like putting them between your teeth and just like.
Yeah, dude.
I never did chew on stuff.
Fuck you,
Y'all are
Ethan.
weird.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we are. Do you remember the fancy looking pencil sharpeners? They'd be
Yes.
like tie dye and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one that was a fist.
A fist pencil sharpener? That's kind
The
of
Yeah,
cool.
fist of
actual-
patriotism.
The fist of vigilance. I also remember I went to daycare and I would have buddies. At the time, I don't think they were actually my friends. I think they just wanted what I had.
Yeah.
And I wanted what they had.
Just like us.
So they had there was this one guy that brought Transformers toys almost every single day. And I don't know if you guys have ever traded toys or established a trade that was going to happen the next day with another kid and they
Yeah.
don't follow through on it and it is the worst feeling ever. Or they're like, "Oh, I'll bring it tomorrow, but you already brought your toy that you're going to give them." So you give you be naive.
You get
know,
suckered into
and you get
it.
suckered into it and you give it
It's
to
a
them.
good faith
Yeah,
payment.
yeah.
It's
You
like
give
a
it
mafia boss.
right. You give it to them, and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, I'll bring it tomorrow." And you're so pumped for the next day. You're like, "All right, this guy's gonna bring what I asked for. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome." The next day comes, he doesn't say anything to you. He just pretends that you're not even there.
Yep.
It's like it never happened. I'm like,
There was one
What?
kid that stole
God.
what I was going to trade out of my backpack at school.
"Ooh, I think I was that person once."
I'm fine.
Yeah, I know.
It was a custom printed Lego M16.
Oh God, I don't think I would have done that.
I used to trade in the actual
I
custom
just
Lego weapons and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I keep finding good images
Of
of just nostalgic things.
what you
Yeah.
got?
Oh fuck!
What is that?
I know what those are.
I got none.
I got nothing.
They're colorful
Really?
bricks. What are they? Adam?
You just kind of would build with them. You just build structures.
They were just little colorful bricks.
And
not
they were made of
Legos.
foam. They were
But
like
they
they were
were
like
quite
made of
large.
foam and
Silly
rubber.
bands.
Silly bands are a good one.
They were stupid.
That
I
was a
hated
whole
them.
economy at school.
How
Yeah.
about these? How about these?
Oh, the little chests
remember
that
them
you put
either.
your teeth in when you fucking lost.
When
a
you went
tooth.
to the dentist,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I remember.
You'd
I remember.
You'd put a tooth in
Yeah.
one of those after you lost it.
Yeah.
Colorful little chests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I'd bring it to school, and I like to just sit there and shake it and hear my tooth rattle around in it.
Wonder how much these are worth.
Yeah.
$1.
$1. Yeah.
You guys
Two
got a
quarters.
dollar?
$1? No, I never got. I think I got a quarter.
I once got $4.
I don't remember what I got.
Yeah.
For
Was it a
tooth?
molar?
Yes.
That's
Was it a wisdom
outrageous.
tooth?
I don't know.
You
I just-
swindled that tooth fairy.
I swindled my fucking mom.
Dude, okay. Speaking of, this isn't really nostalgia, but I had the worst luck when it came to teeth as a kid.
Yeah.
I was at church. What was it? Church. It was daycare at church. Bible
church-
school. I
church
don't fucking
care.
remember.
Awana.
Whatever you say, Jake.
But I was there one day, and I guess I pissed a little girl off. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I said.
Church?
Yes.
How dare you?
And
That's the Lord's house.
she it's the Lord's house. Listen to this shit. I was assaulted. What she did was she took my head and slammed it into the metal part of a drum.
Fuck
And
yeah.
it took out my front 2 teeth. Yeah.
Based.
I was like,
You
Jesus
ate shit.
Christ, dude. What did I do? I remember that as well.
This video
Disney's Fast Play.
is brought to you by Disney's Fast.
This
you remember
Disney
what-
DVD is
what was it?
enhanced with Disney's Fast Play.
What was it like? THV? It would go. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super loud.
THX.
THX. Yeah,
yeah.
dude. That always
Thanks.
scared me.
Or
That
the
always
little
scared
dude
me.
that would come and operate on it. I always liked that.
Yeah.
He would come in and
Oh
like, put
yeah,
batteries
it
in
broke, and he'd like come and like kick it and
Yeah.
fix it and shit. And
Yeah,
then-
I
I
like
think that's
that.
a
Toy Story.
DreamWorks
it. That was
studio company.
Is it?
I think so.
It wouldn't surprise me if Disney owned it now.
THX. I think DreamWorks works. With
Haven't seen it in a
THX.
very
I
long
don't
time.
know.
I don't
Haven't
know.
seen it since the Chicken Little VHS.
Dude,
I don't think it was on
hell
VHS.
yeah.
I don't think it was on
Chicken Little was
VHS.
a baller.
Man,
Over the
imagine
Hedge.
finishing a movie and then having to rewind the tape so the next person could watch it. You were
No.
a real piece of shit if you finished the movie and then you just
And you
left it.
didn't? Yeah.
You just left it
Yeah.
unrewound.
I
Like,
guess I was a piece of shit because I didn't do that.
fuck you.
Honestly, I didn't know that that's how that worked at
Yeah.
the time.
Well, I didn't either. That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, sure.
My parents would always do that.
Boys, I think talking about CC's. I really want to go to CC's Pizza now.
CC's Pizza.
It's been a long time since I've gone to CC's. I haven't gone to CC's since we went to the fucking since my family would go to the one here before it shut down. The one
never
over by
had
the movie
CC's.
theater. It's good. I remember it being good. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I remember it being pretty baller.
Their cinnamon rolls, I would kill a man for. Their cinnamon rolls were so fucking good, dude.
They were. They were.
They were preem chew.
I remember.
Preem.
I remember back
I
at the barnyard
remember.
on the TVs that they had, and then they had a little arcade in the back, and I would always play the X-Men arcade.
Do you guys remember a show called Captain Mikey? Captain Mikey
No.
Kappa Mikey?
on Nicktoons?
Gotta say,
Yes.
I don't.
Or Rocco's Modern Life.
No,
This isn't Nickelodeon, but Kurt's a Cowardly Dog. I love that show.
no.
It's a
That
subject for
show
another day.
Scared me.
It was
I-
freaky.
I loved how whenever we got his ass beat, he just let out that laugh. That
Muriel.
Muriel.
That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
The things I do.
Stupid dog.
The things I do for
I
love.
just remember, dude. There was nothing
Ed,
like
Ed, and Eddie.
watching Avatar: The Last Airbender as it came out.
That was
like, for the
peak.
first time.
That was peak,
Yeah.
show, and it will
Or
always be.
The
I
Clone
actually,
Wars.
I actually thought about rewatching Avatar recently.
I have it on like if we were to sign into my YouTube on the TV, I have all 3 seasons purchased on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure it's on the streaming services.
I have all 3 purchased on YouTube.
Are you talking about the original Clone Wars animated show?
2003,
Not the 2003. I'm talking
like
about the
the-
actual
the 3D animation.
computer animated.
That
I
was
watched
good
the
too.
original.
I remember the arc where Anakin was going.
Based.
I remember the arc where
Yeah.
Anakin was going through his moody face because R2D2 got lost, and he was straight up on some demon shit because of
Well,
it.
he thought he died, and R2 was a lifelong childhood
I
friend.
know, and he was straight on. He was on fucking demon time
Yeah.
because of that, dude.
What are you laughing about, Adam?
I thought about something that I saw, like a meme I saw last night that I can't remember if I sent it to you. It was a Helldivers 2 meme about freedom and democracy, and it cuts to the scene from season 4 of Attack on Titan where Aaron's sitting at the table talking to Armin and Mikasa, and he
Yeah.
has a Helldivers helmet on. And he's like, "There's nothing I hate more than someone who isn't free."
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's so good.
Yeah, I think you did send it.
I couldn't
I've seen it.
remember.
It's awesome.
Say,
Injury? What injury?
how about a nice cup of liberty?
Liberty.
There's nothing I hate.
How long have
more
we been
than
going
someone
for?
who's not free.
Let me check.
How long have we been going for? I feel like we've been going for a while.
I mean, it's 12, almost 1.
An hour and 14 minutes,
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
not
also
bad.
including our first recording.
including the other one. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. Do you guys have any what was I gonna say? Any memories, like childhood memories, pertaining to food, like good or bad?
I
Kind of like the corn thing.
I remember I choked on an ice cube and thought I was gonna die.
So many times.
Or like you ever get honeysuckles and suck the?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still do that if I see honeysuckle.
Yeah, dude, that was so good.
Did y'all have any childhood crushes?
Like from TV shows.
TV shows,
Yeah.
movies.
Sam from iCarly.
That's
Yeah.
valid. That's valid.
I let her crush my balls.
Mine was Megan Fox's
No,
character in
she's mid.
Transformers.
Megan Fox's character in Transformers.
The first
at the
one.
time. I agree.
She was my first crush. I was
At
like
the time,
7
I
years
agree.
old.
Too bad Megan Fox is fucking insane.
She's crazy.
I did have a crush on Rachel Ray. You know from the Cooking Network.
It's like,
The
oh
Food
yeah, I had
Network.
a crush on Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Looking back, I'm like, dude, no. What? My tastes were askew at the time. Let's just say that. I also liked Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Velma could get it.
Velma can get it now. Daphne could get it then.
Boys choose Daphne, men choose
Velma.
yeah.
Did y'all ever go to Party Central?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All the fucking
Several
time.
times.
Got the peak Halloween costume there, dude.
I never went to Party Central.
Oh my god. Letting yourself get hit by the pendulum. It wasn't a pendulum.
I was
what
thinking
was
of
it?
Party
No.
City,
No.
not Party
City-
Central.
Party Central. It was
Party
like inflatables.
Central
No, I
is
remember Party
inflatable.
That's what
Central,
you were
yeah.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
The place
Yeah.
that's entirely inflatables.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. I think I went there once. So I think somebody was having a birthday party there, and we went. I think I remember. I have a very vague memory.
Was
from
that-
when I was
was that,
really
I
young?
I got in a fight with a kid there.
Really? Do you remember that one time that you and I went to Walmart with your mom and we almost got that huge fucking Lego Chima
Set for a
For
dollar?
and it was like a $200 set or a $100 set. We almost got it too.
Why
So-
was it $1?
So you know the discount aisle where like they put all the discount shit? It was there,
back,
and I
I
guess
think.
it was marked incorrectly. So whenever we scanned it, it came out as $1, and we were like, "Oh, that's weird." So my mom, the lady scanning us, thought it was weird, so she called over her supervisor, and she come fixed it.
This
and
was before self-checkout.
no, self checkout was there.
It was?
Yeah,
Why didn't y'all go to self-checkout?
I don't know.
That would have been it, man. That would have been the move.
But we went to that and we almost got it for $1, and then the lady called her supervisor over and they fixed it, and it was still a lot of money. And
We had to put it back.
The lady was like, "I love you, Miss Supervisor Lady," and Jake took me and went, "I don't."
That's
I
some out of
hate
pocket
her.
shit, dude.
I hate her. Yeah, dude, Jake was fuming more than I was.
I was pissed, dude. I was like, we were so close, you cow.
You fucking
Damn,
bitch.
Jake.
Okay, that's
Jake can be fucking
that
spiteful
can be
if he needs
spiteful,
to.
but you know,
Yeah, dude.
Wrath.
Yeah, dude.
I was never into Lego Chima. It was always Lego
we,
Star
hey, we
Wars.
weren't either.
It was
Indiana
just
Jones or-
it was just a big set that we almost could have got. It
Yeah.
wasn't even like we wanted it. We were just like, hey, it's Legos.
And what we would do is we had like our own Lego lore, so we would take sets and then integrate them into our lore somehow.
Yes.
Didn't matter what kind of set it was.
I always had alliances with my toys.
yeah.
Federations
yeah,
and shit.
I would factions.
And
shit.
in your mind, it would be like fucking Halo Reach levels of lore. But in
Yes.
reality, it was just slamming characters together, being like, "Yeah, I got you. You're dead."
I would always reenact like space battles and shit.
I would
Yeah.
always try to be super careful with my toys. Even I wouldn't like smash them together or anything. Like I was always into like posing them
I would
and
I
putting
would
them
never
into fights.
I would never play with them.
Me
but
and
I would
Jake
always
went-
set them up, and I would just imagine the.
Me
fight
and
in
Jake
my
went
head.
Yeah.
fucking hard in the paint with Bionicles when we were younger, dude. We would play that shit religiously.
Yeah, we had our own storyline. It was a big thing. We had so many characters, so many different storylines. We thought we were the shit. All right, we thought we had something
But
going.
you weren't even the fart.
But we weren't
Oh,
even
God.
the fart. But it was good. It was a good time, dude.
It was a fucking great time.
Yeah.
And then I remember one day, I remember the day we outgrew it. I asked Jake if he wanted to play, and he said no, and I felt my soul get crushed.
That's
when
something
he said
that I
no.
regret.
Is I was like, come on, man, we can cling to this. I mean, we were probably like 15.
Yeah,
so we were.
we can cling to this memory.
I was like, Jake, come on. He's like, why do you want to play? I'm like, so.
flame die out.
Yeah,
That was essentially what I was doing. I was like, don't let the flame die out, Jake. Please, we can keep this one
Yeah, we
thing.
can keep it
Please,
going.
we've had so many good memories, and you can't just give up on me.
yeah. I regret that. But
And Jake
in
was
the-
like, no, Kagan, we can't.
it was
We
like,
must
I was
let
like,
it
I was like,
go.
buddy, It's time we move on.
And I
Time
didn't
to grow
I
up.
didn't want
Come
to, but
on.
I realized he was right. I was like, You're
No,
right.
Kagan, I was wrong at the time. I wish we could have played one more time. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. The whole thing about nostalgia is you never know when it's going to be the last time you do something.
Like having
know?
neighborhood friends, you never know when it's the last time you're gonna go outside and play with
Like,
those
see you
neighborhood
tomorrow.
friends.
No,
and you never
you
see
don't.
them again. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the quote
Bro.
from The Office from Andy? You
How
never
about-
know something about the good old days until you're actually. I don't know.
You never know how good the days
In-
were until they're gone.
In a
or
similar
something.
vein, it's like whenever you had friends on like Xbox Live
Yeah.
and you'd play games together, it's like, all right, let's play together sometime soon. And then it's like you get back on your Xbox and it's like last interacted with 1,853 weeks ago.
Dude,
Like,
I remember that. So I had two dudes I played with. I remember their gamer tags,
Yeah.
and their gamer tags
This
were
is, I got it.
Beastie and Stirring Wheat, and they were the two people I played with religiously. And one day they just stopped getting on, and it went from saying they were last online however long ago to just saying offline, and it broke my heart. I was like, "Where did you go?"
What was the quote, Ethan?
It's. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Oh damn!
That's the thing, though. You never.
You said
really
some
know.
You said some profound shit yesterday about Helldivers.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
It was
did I
like
say?
something is the illusion of free
I think Ethan said something like
about Joel.
Yeah, something about Joel. He was like, so Joel is like the moderator of Helldivers. He's the one that sends in all the enemy troops or whatever for you to fight. And Ethan was like, what's the point of doing this if Joel's just gonna go back and
Undo our progress.
undo our progress? And I said, God, what did I say? I
I'm
said,
trying to find it.
the illusion of progress is fuck. I can't remember exactly what I said. but
I read
yeah.
that. I was like, damn, you were a real one for
Damn,
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the illusion of progress is a great motivator.
I did. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said.
And I was like, damn, that's the realest shit I've ever heard.
damn,
Yeah.
that goes hard.
Yeah, that was the
Wasn't it?
realest shit
That was
I've ever heard you
absolutely
say.
that
I was
was
like,
absolutely stupid.
But
I was like, god damn.
Adam and Ethan, do you guys have any stories in that vein of like you never knew when it was the last time you would do a certain thing? Like whether that be playing with a friend or doing something you really liked and then just stopped all of a sudden? Or...
The last time I stopped playing outside,
Oh,
because I used to ride scooters.
I used to ride bikes.
I used to.
I used to just wander through the wilderness.
I
And
would
My mom
wander.
could not get me to come inside, and all that changed when I got an Xbox 360.
I think that's
Oh.
when it stopped. Is when I got a gaming system or a phone.
Yeah, and then I got gaming system with Lego games and Skyrim, and I never went back outside. Well, I did.
That's
but
another thing,
not as
Kagan.
frequently.
like we used to go into the woods behind your house all the time, but then we just
We'd have a great fucking time.
we did.
too.
Then we just stopped.
Yeah. Remember the rope swing I found that I jumped on and my foot got caught and I just went I slammed
Yep.
into the side of a tree and was underwater for a good 30 seconds and Jake thought I straight up died.
I thought he died. I was like, Kagan, because you weren't coming up,
processing
brother.
What happened?
I guess, but also the water was like freezing cold.
Yeah.
So I
I
was
was just in shock.
yeah,
Oh
so
my
then I
God.
popped up, I was like
like
that,
Wolverine.
Yeah,
whenever
like
he
that
comes out
scene
of
from the Wolverine movie. I was like, "Rah!"
I refuse to die.
It was scary though, dude. Like it was all fun and games until it wasn't, and then Kagan just didn't come out of the water for a second.
Yeah, my fucking foot got caught in
Did
the
you hit your
rope.
head?
No,
Okay,
I hit
that's
my
good.
ribs on the tree.
Okay,
But I didn't hit my head.
yeah.
But like I guess I was in shock and I was trying to process what happened.
Yeah.
So I was like, what just happened?
What just happened?
Fuck.
Adam, what about you?
man, it's kind of in a similar vein in terms of just how much time I spent outside versus inside, which that was alleviated a little bit because my parents were pretty heavy on like not letting me play games all the time. Like they really limited my video game time whenever I was younger.
My mom tried to do that too, but I found a way to bypass it. So
My parents didn't put up with it. They were like, they fucking take my shit away if I fucking wouldn't get off of it.
If my parents took away my shit, I would get depressed. It's like I
damn,
That's the
chemically
loophole.
relied on it. or
That's the
something.
loophole.
Give it back. Give it back.
I'll
Mom.
do it. I'll do it.
I was just sad They took away my phone or my Xbox.
You know,
They
I'd
tried
be
doing that to motivate me to do my schoolwork.
You
It
take
did
away
not
my
fucking
Xbox, I
work.
can take away my life.
no, like whenever I'd get sad about it, my mom would just be like, so sorry, mi corazón, but I don't care.
My dad would do something similar. He'd go, "Pobrosito." That's like poor boy in Spanish or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he would basically say that's too bad, and then
Yeah.
he would just say, "You go outside," and I'd be like,
Yeah. Fuck you.
Gotcha.
You'd go to your room
is
and you
that?
just.
DoorDash.
"Oh, what are you door dashing?
Wendy's.
Are you serious?"
I want Wendy's.
Are they doing the dynamic pricing yet, or do they give up on that?
What's that?
Where they fluctuate prices based on supply and
Their
demand?
feet slapping on the.
Not that I've noticed.
No.
Fuck is this?
Of
mean, 'cause you
strip
could,
of
like-
leather.
I think if you.
Why are you spiteful? Why do you hate me?
Because I love you. That's
Oh,
why.
you hate me.
No, not that.
Hate is the word.
Not that.
I want Wendy's.
Not that.
Order placed.
Boys, do we want to wrap? I think we've been going for pretty long.
I mean, we can go for a little bit longer. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's up. I mean, it's up to y'all.
I'm feeling
Feeling
Horny.
rambunctious.
I think. Don't you agree?
I think, therefore, I am.
So profound.
shut the fuck up.
Shut. What's the phrase?
Shut you're the fuck
you're
up.
the fuck up.
Shut
Yeah.
the hell your mouth.
Shut the hell your mouth. Yep.
I say shut the fuck your mouth, but either one of those works.
I remembered. This is just on the topic of childhood nostalgia, but I remember I was at my cousin's house one time, and he had a birthday party coming up, and he had the brilliant idea of having it. This was such a bad idea looking back at it, but he had the brilliant idea of having his birthday party in the woods next to his house and having a Hunger Games style party.
That sounds
fucking
badass.
At the
awesome.
time, it sounded badass,
it
and
sounds
you would
good.
you would just have Nerf guns or Nerf melee weapons, and I loved the idea. But then we didn't figure out how to coordinate it because the parents were like, "That's a terrible idea. Someone's gonna get lost in the woods or taken or something like that." But at the time, I was so pumped. I was like, "This is badass."
Yeah, you should have
dude.
set up a perimeter.
This
and-
is badass. But it never happened. But I just vaguely remember that.
That would have been if
being a
it,
thing.
if
It
done
sounded
correctly.
awesome.
I feel like that nowadays it'd be fun. We need to
Could
fucking
set
fuck it.
up
We need-
forts in the woods and set up trenches. And
Fuck
shit.
it. Fuck it. We need 20
Punji
people. Let's do
sticks.
a Hunger
Yeah.
Games in the woods with toy
I'm gonna
weapons.
start making punji stick pits.
Exactly.
But yeah, there was a lot of technicalities they couldn't figure out. Like if someone, quote unquote, died, where would they go?
If they
There would be a whole
fell.
ass cannon that went off if they died. There you wouldn't hear a boom.
I mean, you should have got like an air horn. So like
Yeah.
if someone came, they would come back to the thingy, and
Yeah.
then when they came back, they would sound off the air horn.
But like
or
I said, at
something.
the time, we didn't know how to coordinate that, so it
Listen,
didn't happen.
I remember whenever I was younger, I was really into airsoft. I had a lot of airsoft shit, and me and my siblings and fucking some friends that I had over, we just have fucking big ass airsoft like fights, and because we had a big yard, like we had a lot of fucking land, because we had like our yard and a horse field and like all this fucking area, and we just kind of both run off in a different direction with airsoft guns and just fucking shoot each other.
Yeah. I've never used airsoft. I'm not versed in any kind of weaponry, honestly.
I had a lot of fun with airsoft. It's very fun. I'm telling you, like I like real guns better nowadays. But
I mean, yeah.
next time we have a range day, you should. I'll see about bringing you along.
Hell yeah.
It's very satisfying and nice to just fucking just. It's a nice when life's been riding you. It's nice to just go
And mag
to a
dump.
shooting range and just fucking mag dump into some targets downrange.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a soothing feeling.
I used
Ethan?
to be afraid of shooting guns.
Smelling gun smoke definitely gets the testosterone
The
flowing.
blood pumping.
I love
you ever
the
shot a gun,
smell
Ethan?
of gunpowder in the
Yeah.
morning.
I
haven't.
freaked out.
I think
'cause
I've
the
shot
noise
once,
was-
one time, and that's
Yeah.
it.
What'd you shoot?
I don't know.
I
My
shot a
dad
410.
collects guns. I
Probably
think
like
it
a
was
little 22 or
pistol.
something.
Yeah, it was the I don't know.
My first was a 410,
Get ready for a
and then my
sore
second
shoulder.
was a 50 cal muzzle loader.
What?
So get ready for a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
I always leave the range with my shoulder fucking aching and a big old bruise right here.
Dude, especially me, I was fucking hogging that 45-70.
Yeah, he was fucking cowboy shooting that bitch.
After a while, I stopped holding it on my shoulder, and I was just holding it on my hip, and I
So do you guys have any other childhood nostalgic memories?
I'm sure there's
there's plenty that's
There's
just not
plenty.
in
They're
my
just
mind.
not coming right now.
I know you and I discussed a lot about it, but I can't remember.
I'm coming right
We
now.
talked about there's these reels on Instagram that it's just one item from the past, and it's like it's low poly or something like that. I don't fucking know. It's a low poly item that's spinning in the air, Ethan, and it has that nostalgia in the background. It's like you have found this.
Yes.
It's
Let me
like
look at it.
yeah, one
It's
of
like
them
that
was like
Legend
There's
of
one
Zelda
that's
type
like
shit.
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
hug or a Nerf gun. Here's
Yes.
the Nerf gun one.
I have.
yeah, that was like the default Nerf pistol or
Nerf-
gun.
I had that
The
one. I
Nerf
was
Mav-
fluent and spinning
Yeah,
it and
The Nerf
shit.
Maverick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had one of those too. Nostalgic. Back whenever I had my original PlayStation, and playing like old Spyro on it, and hearing that old PlayStation boot up noise. Same deal for the
Yes.
PlayStation 2, for both
Yeah.
the original
Sounds like a
PlayStation and the
jet engine
PlayStation
going
2.
off.
And then also playing. My uncles both had an original Xbox. Playing that and that boot up sequence of like the green goo kind of, and it'd show the Xbox
Oh,
logo.
yeah.
And then playing Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox when it came out for the first time at my uncle's house. God damn, that was something else.
Ooh,
I
that's a
bet that
good
was
one.
a feeling unlike any other.
Yeah,
Games that you played for the first time.
Halo
that gave you that
Combat
feeling?
Evolved when it came out on the original Xbox was like holy shit, and I didn't like nobody knew it was gonna be this now. Like
Yeah.
Halo's a fucking in-house name when it comes to gaming.
There was a game that I had. I used to have the original Xbox, but it did not last long.
Dude, the
I got it
original
for
Xbox
Christmas
was
one year,
nutty.
and I never touched it. So my parents got rid of it. But the only memory I have of me playing it is this Burger King game where I'm on this bike destroying stuff. Let me look it up.
Fuck. I had two Xbox 360s, and one of them had the Red Ring of Death.
Man,
I never had that.
I
issue.
gave one of those. I gave mine one of those.
I never had that.
I had an
issue.
Xbox that got fried.
Lucky.
I had an Xbox that got fried because we had a male cat who got on top of it and sprayed directly into the vent.
Oh god.
Yeah, fried it.
Nice.
I didn't.
Pissed
I-
me off.
I
Dude.
never
had
got the.
so much save data on that Xbox
I never
for
got.
so many games.
I never got the Red Ring of Death, but I did smash my 360 with a hammer when I got the Xbox One.
It still worked?
yeah.
Why
shoulda
did you do
kept
that?
it.
Yes.
Why not?
You should have kept it. 360s, man.
my God.
You guys-
I
you guys
missed
wanna
the
know
360.
something?
I love the 360.
You guys want to know something?
Hmm.
I fibbed. It's still sitting in my closet at my mom's house.
Why you got to do that, huh?
Because it's
Huh? For
funny.
clout? Huh?
Because I like
You
to
enjoy that,
spread.
Kagan?
I like
What,
to spread
for a shocked
misinformation
reaction?
online.
Yeah. You
No, it's
are
still
vile.
It's still sitting in a box
vile,
in my
sir.
mom's. at
Was
my
it worth
mom's
it,
house.
Kagan?
Yeah, it was.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, it's still sitting in a box. I haven't plugged it in. If I plug it in now, it's probably gonna have the Red Ring of Death. But when I never had that issue when I was younger.
It's good.
Remember
I don't know.
Castle Miner Z?
Yes.
Yes,
Or
thanks.
Murder
familiar.
Miners.
Yes,
Yes.
those games were fucking
Yes.
litty titty with a fitty. What's up, Adam?
Side tangent. My dasher will be here momentarily.
Okay.
Well, guys, I think we're going to end this episode here.
Yeah, man, it was nice. It was
No,
nice
I-
reminiscing on the good
Trip
old days.
down memory
enjoyed
lane.
a trip. Oh, that's what we should call the episode. Trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Like the subtitle.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
There may be a part 2 to this.
I'm sure we'll come up with more stuff.
Hopefully.
There's
Yeah.
there's tons.
I'm going to go home, drink a hug, take a nap.
Drink
That
a
sounds
hug.
like a plan.
Yeah.
Welcome to Come
you have hugs
Town,
at your house?
Population My
Fuck
Pants.
yeah, dude.
My
I
pants.
loved hugs so much, dude.
Especially in the summer.
See, they're still
Yes.
going.
He brought up
Oh
hugs.
yeah, hug barrels. I was gonna bring up like Capri Sun
Capri Suns
and the
shit.
Kool-Aid jammers, the little plastic bottles, you know, that
Yes.
you'd like fucking rip the
Yes.
top
Yes,
off of.
I called those squeezies.
The Danimals. Danimals little
Danimals.
yogurt.
Go-gurts.
I hated
Danimals?
those.
Go-gurts. I ate so many Go-gurts. when you find the used condom and you slurp it like a Go-gurt.
My thing is, did you ever eat so much yogurt that you'd get nauseous? Like, because when I was younger, I had a fixation with Go-Gurt, so much so that I would eat it till I felt like I was gonna vomit.
I was a
I
big
tried it once and I was like,
Weird
dude, that's
kid.
ass dog.
I was a big yogurt fan. I ate a lot of
No, I
yogurt.
was a weird kid.
I loved yogurt. I was a big yogurt guy.
No, when I was younger, so I'd do this thing where I'd eat it, and then if I ate it in quick succession, I'd start to feel nauseous. So what I would do is I would just start eating it faster and faster to see how long it would take me to vomit.
I still buy.
I
and
never
eat
got to it
yogurt
because after a
sometimes.
certain point, I'd be like,
your body would physically stop you from.
Yeah.
I do that.
consuming more.
I do that way too
I'll be
often
like,
though.
oh,
Okay, and I do that way too often. I'm like if I have just 1 or 2 more bites left of something, I'll be like, I feel awful, but like I don't want to waste this, and I'm not gonna eat it later.
That's how I felt yesterday when we went to Red Robin's. I had some burger left over, and I was like, I don't want to take this home, so I just kept eating it until I was like,
I think I'll do Red Robin's for lunch.
Food
I was
coma.
Like, I was like, like whenever me and Kayla would go on dates to Olive Garden or Applebee's, I would eat so much that when we'd come home, I felt like I was literally dying because my stomach was so full. I'd just lay on the floor and go and groan and be like, for like an hour, and she'd be like, "Oh my god." Alrighty. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
Let's call it there. We could keep going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep going
But
on and
I
on
think
and
that'll
on.
do it for this episode. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Google Drive, LinkedIn.
Don't do this shit again.
And why do you always do the outro?
at the It's Hard
Not
to
fair.
at the It's Hard to Explain
not
podcast.
fair.
Thank you, everyone. I love you. Bye bye.
Fuck you, Kagan.
Kisses. Bye bye.
Toodles.